everybody. Welcome to Impossible Coin. I am Brian Cartwright, broadcasting from beautiful Tolleson, Arizona. And I am joined by Rocky Hardy, who is broadcasting from America's Belt Buckle. How are you, Rocky?
I am actually from a previously undisclosed location, but that's a whole other thing. Don't worry about it. But I'm doing all right.
You don't think you're in America's Belt Buckle?
No?
I mean, if we look at the continent, right? Like, I'm just looking at the whole continent.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like if the continent was low-riding its jeans, you'd be right about where the buckle was.
First of all, different location. But ignoring that for a moment, if we were thinking of the United States, continental, as like wearing mom jeans, its buckle would be closer to Kansas.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like, if they're wearing the mom jeans,
mm-hmm.
It's definitely closer to Kansas. But if America was wearing its jeans like it bought them at Abercrombie, then it'd be closer to the aforementioned undisclosed location.
Well, America is able to be wearing some Abercrombie jeans.
America has a demonstrated history of being into Abercrombie.
I suppose that's also true.
Jesus Christ. And broadcasting from hell's front door, Tegan Severson.
Oh yeah, you know it. You're absolutely correct. Happy May the 4th, also. May the 4th be with you, as they say.
Welcome to the last episode of Impossible Coin.
We did it. Finally did it.
Amazing.
What's your favorite May the 4th news, guys?
My favorite May the 4th news is the 100% canonical confirmation that you will be killing younglings alongside Anakin in the new Kingdom Hearts game.
Oh, did you guys hear that they actually casted Scarlett Johansson as Mace Windu for Kingdom Hearts' adaptation?
Amazing.
That checks out.
She's going to do a fabulous job.
The thing I found really, really weird and puzzling is that, like, I think it's strange that they're adding General Grievous to Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, and that he just shows up holding 4 shake weights. Like, I just don't know about that.
I think it's meant as an intimidation tactic, because everyone expects the lightsabers at this point,
Right, and he's like, "Hey there!" And he's got his shake weights.
Right, yeah.
Why is a fucking robot cough? I'm sorry. I'm out here 17 years later, and I'm like, dear George Lucas, why is a fucking robot cough?
Dust in the ventilation system. Sand.
It's a robot, Tegan.
It's sand.
It's a robot.
Yeah, but it's sand. Trust me.
Machines have ventilation systems. Like, your computer has a fan in it.
Has your computer never coughed, Brian?
No. You know why? It's a fucking computer.
I don't know, like, computers hiccup sometimes.
Like, why doesn't he just throw a red ring of death or something? I don't, like...
Well, that would be less effective. He would just, like, keel over and die. That's not great for a movie. So he coughs. Whatever.
Also, do Jedis kind of suck or something?
Jedis have always sucked. Like dead ass.
Oh, God. My other favorite piece of May the 4th news is the news that Grogu is going to be DJing at the Day Club on the top of Aria in Las Vegas. That's really cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think I remember something vaguely about Freddie Prinze Jr. being brought on to direct episode 10. He was trained by Lucas himself.
So what you're saying is he really is going to be faithful to the non-existent source material.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And as I recall, the episode 10 is episode 10, The Story of D's.
Yeah, you're correct. I do believe that's the literal translation.
Yeah.
I heard that too. Yeah.
Gosh. Considering how long that detour was, I'm not even going to do the detour I had planned. For our listeners at home, I had this whole bit planned where I was going to say that, since, like, Festival Hardbody is just too normal, and how Dake Sequoia is, like, unpleasant, I was planning on auditioning new people to show up and just that I was going to do this whole riff. You get the idea. But instead, it feels like a good opportunity to do something that we normally do toward the end of the show, at the top of the show, as a thank you. I mentioned on Twitter that we were resuming Patreon billing because we have resumed Patreon services. The most recent episode that went before this one resumed, including show notes on the Patreon website. It also included, for the first time, cut episode content as separate downloads. And that stuff immediately got reactions. So glad y'all are enjoying it. Glad y'all are enjoying the cut content segments. But I wanted to shout out our patrons. Sighard Albrecht, aka the premier waifuologist Sig, Joe Spiro, our kid brother, Big Sach, Oscar Garcia, and mega super duper shout out to Tuan Castillo. Jesus Christ, man, thank you so much. If you would like to enhance your Patreon experience, you too can get pictures of Tegan's feet, just like Tuan, by increasing your pledge.
I don't know if he wants that information announced, but fair. No, it's okay, I guess. Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
it's not my business.
He's doing more than that. He's also able to select content for us to create. He has provided us a list of movies, and he has said, watch one of these and do a watch along. So we're going to be creating content for y'all because of him. So shout outs to Tuan for causing content to be created and causing a pedicure to happen.
It is true.
Yes. Thank you so much. It felt like validation. Tegan hopped on Twitter and said something and didn't necessarily explain the context of it.
I didn't explain the context at all.
Right. But the thing is that I immediately got what she meant. Tegan, do you want to say what you said in the Twitter chat?
I think the thing I said was... Let me look. I'll just pull it up. I'm a professional. I could do that. Where is it? Oh, I said, well, I guess I gotta go get a pedicure. Well.
And I immediately understood what you said, and I replied, wait, what? All caps.
Yeah, and then I did nothing. I said nothing.
Runs to Patreon. Because I knew I have to get a pedicure, what that meant.
Yes.
So, Jiminy Christmas. So thank you, everybody. It feels like a lot of validation of our work, and there were specifically some very kind things that Tuan said to us on our Discord about what the show means to him, and he might have said something to those to me in DM on Twitter. I can't remember. I'm not going to remember when your things are. I need to chew the biloba root. But like we appreciate it. It validates that like our show, impacts and touches people. It makes me happy. Oh, who wants to talk about stuff?
Me.
Tegan, talk about stuff then.
I will talk about stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about is Splatoon 2 has officially gotten a release date, which is very exciting.
Splatoon 3?
Yeah, I do mean Splatoon 3. I said Splatoon 2. I do mean Splatoon 3. I can count. I know numbers. Hey, I know numbers. I promise. It's gonna come out in September? September 9th?
9th.
Yeah.
9/9.
9/9 coming out, which will be the start of a new segment on the Twitch, which is exciting. Rocky and I are going to be doing Splatfest Saturdays and Splatoon Saturdays. First just Splatoon Saturdays, and then we're on Switch later on to Splatfest Saturdays, where we only play during Splatfest. Or we are only, like, guaranteed to stream during Splatfest. And it's gonna be super duper fun. Very excited. I like Splatoon. Brian, I promise, we're gonna show you exactly where the tutorial section is on this one.
Brian's not gonna buy this video game.
He's not gonna buy this video game, but that way, if he does want to buy this video game, he'll know where the tutorial section is.
Fair enough.
But yeah. Go on.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like what's gonna happen is the same thing that happens with every Splatoon, which is that by the time Splatoon has come out, they have adequately wooed me with their marketing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to do it. And then I do it, right?
Right.
And then, like, I get in there, and I absolutely just get fucking bodied repeatedly. And I'm like, well, okay. But, like, if y'all can point me in the direction of, like, something that remotely resembles a fucking tutorial, then, maybe there's a chance. So they just, like, push this, like, massive patch to Elden Ring, which kind of feels like I should just get in there and start a new file. Because, A, they fixed some of the frame rate issues. Not all the frame rate issues, but they fixed some of the frame rate issues. But their new patch makes the tutorial unavoidable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which seems like that might have been a good fucking step prior to launching their product, but what do I know, right? I'm just a guy who spent fucking $80 on it. So.
I mean, I actually disagree with you there, but, as far as Splatoon 3 goes, if you have trouble, just reach out to one of us.
Yeah, we'll be here to help. We will be. I said it. I said it with my voice. I know. And I'm going to get the amiibo for the idols and whatever Inklings they release in the little 3-pack, because I love the amiibo outfits. I think they're really cute, but, like, that's me. And the amiibo outfits, like, they're not even, like, the best gear. They're very much, like, mid-tier gear, usually. Mm-hmm. So, it's not like I'm going to be getting any kind of, like, crazy advantage by having them.
This wasn't the only Nintendo first-party game that got a release date this week.
What else got a release date?
Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exposed breast confirmed.
Titties? Full titties?
Yes. Full titty, that's what they said.
Ooh. When's Xenoblade Chronicles coming out?
The release date on it is July 29th.
Oh, okay.
They moved it up significantly.
Yeah. Interesting.
Which is part of my, like... I have a tinfoil hat theory, which I briefly exposed to Rocky earlier this week.
I think you told me earlier also.
I am convinced that some of these, like, these products getting dates are because I think that we are going to see a heretofore unannounced either double pack or 2 individual releases of the Wii U remasters of the GameCube Zelda games.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, but, like, I will get them, honestly. I'm gonna get them. Mm. Let's be real. I like Zelda too much. And then I'll be able to play them on stream. I mean, I would have been able to play them on stream before anyway, because I have both my original GameCube and, like, my all my other Nintendo systems and all the other discs. So, but if they come out on Switch, I can definitely play them on stream.
Right. Yeah, I look at, like, Nintendo's, Switch strategy for holiday seasons, and Nintendo has yet to have a holiday season on Switch where they didn't have a Zelda product that released that calendar year available at holiday. Mm-hmm. Like, they have entered every holiday season for Switch with, like, a tentpole Zelda thing. So far, this is the first year where there isn't, like, a Zelda thing out, like a newly packaged Zelda thing for holiday. And I'm like, there's just no way they're going into holiday without a Zelda thing. And I definitely recall last year for the 35th anniversary, there were a lot of people who were like, well, like, where's the Zelda package? Like, essentially like,
Yeah, there sure wasn't one.
right. And so there's been a lot of suspicion since, like, at the time there were things that looked like SKUs, and there were like leaks from like internal development at the time that said like they sure as hell are working on like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess for Switch. So it's like, well, what happened? And so like I'm absolutely convinced that they throttled the release of it last year because last year they did have a Zelda product for holiday, and held it back for this year because they already knew that there wasn't going to be a Breath of the Wild 2 for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So they needed to have a Zelda product for holiday. I'm fully convinced that's what it is. Like, it is somebody who has like a long-term calendar and forecasting is like, we need a Zelda thing. Because like, fuck, like there are Zelda games I'm not excited about, like, buy over and over again, but I am excited to buy Wind Waker every fucking time. I am. Like,
it's because Wind Waker is the superior Zelda game. I mean, obviously.
Like, Wind Waker is so fucking cool. Like everything about it, the art style is fucking perfect. Notice nobody bitches about weapon durability in Wind Waker.
There isn't weapon durability in Wind Waker.
Wooden weapons burn, break.
Wooden weapons burn and break, but they aren't. Wooden weapons are only able to be dropped by enemies. They're not part of your like mandatory kit.
Yeah, but sure enough, that does mean that there are like
right, but they're not
experience.
Weapons that would be like part of your permanent kit.
Okay, I'm just saying that it exists within the game and nobody bitches about it.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying the reason that they don't bitch is because it's not part of your mandatory kit.
Okay, fair enough. So that the people don't mind because there are unbreakable alternatives.
Right, exactly.
Sploosh.
Stupid game. Fucking hate that game.
Sploosh is amazing. Sploosh. Fucking Sploosh is amazing.
Sploosh. He sounds so sad.
Sploosh. No, it sounds like he works at Abercrombie and Fitch. Like, it's what it does. Because he sounds so disaffected, aloof, and bored, like, the entire time. And, like, he wishes that Link was not there. You know? Like,
I have worked retail. I do also wish that customers weren't there. So, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. So, I guess, like, that makes sense that he's splooshing that way. Plus, it gives him a chance to also reissue the already designed Wind Waker and Twilight Princess amiibos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bring those things back to retail. And that's another thing that Nintendo's been real good for. When amiibos cycle out of being manufactured, bringing them back after long enough, and they essentially get a whole new product life cycle because of some other companion product. So I just see that as the strat. Does this seem unreasonable? Like, do I seem like a person with a tightly fitting tinfoil hat?
I don't think you seem like a person with a tightly fitting tinfoil hat, but people have been supposing that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are getting re-releases eventually. Like, for a while.
Right.
And I would be more likely to see them stick them in the eShop as, like, a new part of the Nintendo, like, online experience than necessarily do physical releases for them, which is, of course, a shame.
So, Tegan.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Tegan's over here with the fucking Brian take, which is like the really cynical take.
Yeah.
But like,
yep, really
because everyone hates the expansion pack.
Everyone does hate the expansion pack, but everybody loves Zelda.
Yep. And there it is, like, oh my god, like, or they could really just like come at people and be like, hey, you can either buy the $60 packaged retail product, or it's not available for individual purchase on the store, but
if you get the Nintendo Online Family expansion pack for $80 a year,
then you can download. Like, oh
yep.
god,
yep.
Oh,
even if they are available as part of the Nintendo Online thing, if they do release a physical cartridge for it, though, I will get it.
And see, and this is the fucking problem, is it like, I could probably pass a physical cartridge for Twilight Princess, because, you know, like, whatever.
Right, yeah.
Right? You know, like,
But
in fact, I don't even think that you're going to get out here and be like, oh, Brian, you've got to get the Twilight Princess. Like, because like Twilight Princess is like the fucking middest of the mid. It really is.
Twilight Princess is #fine.
It is. It's fucking fine. But if they're out here and they're like Wind Waker physical, even though I now have the expansion pass, because I was like, I want to play me the fucking Sega Genesis games and you fix the N64 emulator, I'm still going to buy Wind Waker again like an asshole.
Yep. Got him.
Congrats to them.
Congrats to them! Yay! They fleeced you out of $140. Amazing.
Please understand. Fuck.
Please understand. It's okay, though. It's fine.
Oh, good lord. Tegan, what else is going on?
What else is going on is Rocky and I had an accidental pyramid week on Twitch. It was fine. It was good.
What?
It was pure and beautiful, and everything one could have ever hoped from an accidental encounter. This past week, I went to Ted Farrow's survival bunker. Okay? Like, I was expecting it to be kind of like the official, like, Zero Dawn bunker, or, like, any of the other bunkers that I've been to, you know, very much, like, early Star Trek-ish, like, nice seating, bunk bed situation, office spaces, you know, like, regular shit, right? No.
Right.
No, not at all. Ted Farrow, spelled Faro, took his last name fucking literally and built himself an Egyptian tomb.
Oh, no.
But I don't think he built the Egyptian tomb. I think he fucking stole all that shit, except for the things that were his head done up like a pharaoh with, like, the goatee and the headdress, and, like, Anubis was there, and there were, like, the Eye of Ra was on the inside of the door, like, leading to the outside of, like, the world and stuff. And he trapped himself in this tomb with his doctor, who was doing research on genetics, the doctor's daughter, because the doctor made him basically be like, I can bring my family. And he was like, yeah, sure. And then what is described as a harem of women and a spiritual advisor. It was terrible. It was awful. It was opulent. It didn't matter. And then, you want to know what happened? Ooh, he made his doctor geneticist person work to make it so that his body would survive forever. Like, his cells would stop aging. And, like, start reproducing at, like, a rate as though he were, like, a kid again. So that, like, he wouldn't have to worry about, like, long sustained injuries or anything like that. And also, he installed inside everyone's head, somehow, like a manual switch, so that if they made him mad, he could just kill them at any point.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's convenient.
It very much felt like if Elon Musk were facing the end of the world. Like, it was that kind of energy in there. It was bad. It was such a mess. Oh my god, what a fuck boy. I hate him so much. No one hates Ted Farrow more than me. Swear to God. And then it turns out he got super fucked because, like, the geneticist died, and he was like, oh well, I don't need him anyway. I'm gonna live forever. And then when he started experiencing complications, he was like, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to bind my body to the thermonuclear core of my tomb, and I will simply outlast everything. And then when the future humans find me, they will treat me as a god, and I will guide them, and that will make up for me literally causing the robot apocalypse in the first place. Obviously, right? They will revere me as a god with all this ancient knowledge and whatever. And they did not show what Ted Farrow looked like to us, the audience, but they showed what he looked like to the people who were following Ted Farrow. And then the followers of Ted Farrow were like, actually, we're gonna kill this monster. We're gonna set it on fire and it'll be fine. And Aloy's like, no, don't do that. He's wrapped himself into the core. If you do that, the entire place will be filled with lava. And they do it anyway, because no one listens to Aloy, even though she's always right all the time. And the building then starts filling with lava. And I have to do a fucking Indiana Jones-style escape to get the fuck out of here before it fills up with lava. And I do it. Because, of course, I do. Wah. And the leader of the expedition over here was called a CO, but it was spelled CEO. And they're like, what happened to the CO? And it's like, he died. Ted Pharaoh's giant pharaoh head that was in between 4 obelisks fell and smashed him, and then his body was covered in lava. But I am still a revered ancestor reborn, so, like, it's cool. I can still hang out with these people, and they let me have one of their, what they call diviners, which are people who actually have focuses and can see, like, the old world knowledge. So I gave her a new focus so she can access better tech, and also I brought her back to my base, and now she hangs out with Gaia, and, like, because she has a leg up considerably over everybody else, because she actually knows what's going on and, like, how to read the data and how to, like, utilize it, we're now ready, unofficially, to take down Hephaestus. And I have Ted Pharaoh's super cool override code, which is apparently higher clearance than Elizabeth Sobek's. Fuck Ted Pharaoh again. And so now I have to go to the Gemini cauldron, which is like the bases that like produce monsters. And I am going to be in one cauldron, and Beta is going to be in the other cauldron. And together we are going to try and capture Hephaestus. So I think I'm really pretty close to the end game. And they've already Guerrilla Games has already, like, confirmed that they are working on the third a third Horizon game. So I don't think, in this game, I don't think I'm going to be able to, like, I'm going to actually get around to, like, taking down the Zeniths and that sort of thing. I think it's just going to be, like, capturing Hephaestus and, like, getting the machines under control. So yeah, that's what I did. I went to a pyramid, literally, and figuratively, but also literally. What a douchebag. I hate Ted Pharaoh. I hate him so much. God.
Oh, he does suck.
He does suck. He super sucks. By the time the show goes off, I will have definitely clipped the moment we go into the tomb and I realize it's like an ancient Egyptian pyramid tomb, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Hey! I'm like, this isn't real.
I have to wonder how many members of the Horizon Forbidden West development team have seen the movie Under the Silver Lake. I know Tegan hasn't seen it because Tegan's seen like 3 movies.
Yeah, I was about to be like, what the fuck is that?
Rocky, have you ever seen Under the Silver Lake?
It doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, it's this movie where like Andrew Garfield plays this like listless, lazy dude who lives in LA, right?
I mean, that just sounds like every Andrew Garfield movie.
And he's like about to be evicted, right? Like he's about to get like the notice put on his door by the fucking sheriff's department, etc. Mm-hmm. And he like meets this like pretty girl and they hang out. And then like when he goes back to her apartment the next day, she's gone and all of her furniture is gone. And so he becomes absolutely like obsessed with this idea that there's this like vast overreaching conspiracy about like where she has gone. It's like at one point he's like trying to one-to-one map the world from like the original Legend of Zelda from like Nintendo Power with like a map of Los Angeles, being like,
what?
He's like, here's the ways to the secret tombs, using like the Zelda map.
Bro, you good? What?
No.
Exactly.
So it's like Search Party, but like in movie form.
It's like a lot more like surreal and like fucked up. And there's like a point where he goes to like this guy's house, and the guy like has like a bunch of like death masks of famous people from Hollywood, and he's like, here's this decoder ring from this cereal box. It's the most valuable possession I own.
What? How is it? How is a decoder ring from a cereal box the most valuable possession you own?
And like, there's a point where like he goes to like the Griffith Observatory, and the guy just like walks up the hill beside the Griffith Observatory. He's like, I'm the trash king. And he like walks Andrew Garfield to like this secret underground location. And eventually he comes to find out, like the big reveal of the film is that the wealthiest people in the world have, for the entirety of human existence, had themselves entombed alive in these like large, elaborate Egyptian tombs, which continue to be built. So that get buried alive in these large, elaborate tombs with all of their like earthly possessions and like 3 wives that they select until, they remain there until they eventually die.
Mm-hmm.
And like it turns out that this girl was one of a rich guy's like 3 selected wives for the afterlife. And he eventually like finds like a place where he could like make a phone call to the tomb where she's still alive. And he's just like, "Are you happy down there or whatever?" And she's like, "Whatever. Okay, whatever."
What?
And yeah, like this movie's fucking wild. I didn't see it until like this past year. Like I missed it when it came out. It is now my favorite movie. It's just batshit insane.
Oh god. That sounds super bizarre.
Yeah. And so like at one point in the movie, like there's like this giant elaborate like Egyptian tomb, and like Andrew Garfield like walks through it, and he goes to the back, and like in the back of this elaborate Egyptian tomb, there's like what looks like a like disused storage facility, and he finds like a ladder, and he climbs up into the back of a freezer in like a grocery store which is above it. So he goes from like Egyptian tomb to grocery store. This is just some of the weirdness from this movie. And so like the idea of like incredibly wealthy people who are just like indulging their own vanity by being buried alive with wives being a plot point from this movie, which was like, something of like a cult hit, and now is like a plot point of this game. I was like, oh my god, I wonder like how many people who worked on this game saw Under the Silver Lake.
I mean, I think it's just Ted Farrow. Like, I think it's just people imagining. I literally feel like Ted Farrow is totally not Elon Musk, 100%. Like,
Wow.
It just feels right, that they're
Right.
actually just straight up making fun of him and being like, this is what you would be like in this kind of future. Unironically. Because I could absolutely see Elon Musk being like, I'm going to my survival bunker, and I'm taking 14 women and my fanboy, and that's it.
Man, fuck Ted Farrow.
Fuck Ted Farrow! That's what I'm saying! He's a douchebag, and he deserved to die. And we did not deserve to lose the Apollo project, and he's a piece of trash, and I hate him.
Ugh.
Makes sense to me.
Rocky, what's going on with you, man?
Pyramid Week, I told you!
Yeah, that's right. I also participated in Pyramid Week. It wasn't planned, I swear to God. But I was chasing a figurative pyramid and a triangle strategy. I was looking for the secret triangles, and I was getting bodied this week. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, you really were. I don't know what happened.
No, like, I feel like I did something wrong. I don't know what I did, but I was on this map because I refused to give over a refugee population to a theocracy so they could use them for slave labor. So now I had to defend their village. Classic RPG stuff. Whatever. Yeah. That's fine. But for some reason, this, like, group of fighters that, like, were accosting me had, like, mages that were, like, just actual artillery that if I weren't paying attention to them, they could one-shot people. I had one character that was a dedicated tank, and he literally got one-shot every time by these, like, casters. And he has more health than everybody. Maybe his magic defense wasn't where it needed to be, but it was just, like, he had, like, 212 HP, and he get fucking one-shot by these casters. And it's just like, holy shit. Thankfully, the game has, like, some built-in tools to make things easier over time. Like, you get to keep experience across runs. So I had, like, my archer who just, like, sat on top of a tower and fired arrows, like, from the moon or whatever, like, eventually max out in level. And then I could actually fight or whatever. But, like, I don't know what that was about. Like, maybe I don't have strategy. Maybe I am not a tactician, and that's fine. I'm willing to look at that in myself, but I definitely spent 5 hours on a map, and I did not see that coming. That wasn't what I was planning to do with my Wednesday, actually.
It was a lot of time on one map.
Yeah.
It was a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. It was gross. But, like, eventually I got to a point where I could use all my tools, which was nice. But,
yeah,
like,
I don't think it was just you, though, because, like, I've seen you play other levels on that map, and you've been very, like, cautious.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what happened.
I don't know. But, like, I figured it out eventually, and it was fine. Triangle Strategy is still a cool game. I didn't get to do any of the, like, role-playing stuff this time, because I just, like, did some other maps to, like, level up my team in preparation for the one that I spent most of my time streaming on. But I'll be back at that next week. It's fine. But it looks like it's, at least the way that the story's playing out, it's like we're about to be at war with everybody, which is, terrifying because we don't have that many people. But we'll see how that goes in the long term. Maybe I should have gone to Azeroth. I'll do some of the other paths, like, in the background to see if there was, like, something else I should have done. I just know, in my heart of hearts, that the right thing to do is to not give over these people to be enslaved. I don't think that would have helped me that much, and then I would have contributed to slavery, and I didn't want to do that. Not interested. Thank you very much. And then I had a much more chill time with Koromon, even though, you know, on paper, it probably went about the same. Because, like, I did lose, 4 out of the 6 Koromon that I started the stream with?
Yeah, something like that. Whoops.
Yeah. Because I am still playing a Nuzlocke, but I got to go into a real pyramid that time. There were puzzles and stuff. And I think I really, really like, I'm really vibing with the idea that I don't really fuck with gym leaders in Koromon. That's, like, not what the game is about. Gym leaders are cool, like, the idea that they're, like, developed trainers that are, like stewards of, like, an area and, like, masters of, like, a type or whatever. But, like, I really like the idea of just, like, exploring, like, a dungeon and then going through the dungeon, and then, like, at the end of it, fighting, like, a raid boss, like, Koromon. That's cool. And, like, all of them have been different so far. I can't 100% remember what the electric one did, because, like, you know, once again, I played it, like, a year ago, and I didn't replay it when I did this. I just picked up where my demo left off. But, like, Illusion, playing this, like, really intense stats management game, and then, like, reviving halfway through, and then, like, fighting against Sart, which, albeit went a lot easier this time, basically, like, fights you and then, like, puts up, like, defensive barriers to, like, deter damage. And then once you get him to half health, he triggers an ad phase where you have to fight 2 separate other Koromon. And then you go back to fighting him. Like, that stuff is interesting. Like, I hope that evolves over time. Again, I am also worried about how, like, a lot of the reviews for this game say that, like, the ending seems to fall flat. But that was cool. I liked the puzzles in the pyramid area. Even though they had, like, a lot of fail states, I think, like, resetting you in a place where you could just pick up where you left off very quickly was good. I found that if I were just trying to, like, get out of the dungeon, I could, like, intentionally fail some of the puzzles just to move through the dungeon faster, which was nice. I did spend some time, like, I guess, shiny hunting, technically, because, like, shiny Koromon are better than standard Koromon in this game. And that was just because I lost most of my party and I figured I should go pick them back up. And luckily, during that time, I was, like, fishing for shinies. Like, Armando got strong enough that he could just solo the boss by himself, which was cool. And the next time I pick up on Koromon, I'm going into a tournament arc. So we'll see what that's like. Because I love tournament arcs. I don't think I've ever come across a tournament arc that I didn't like. And I'm interested to see what this team's take is on the Pokemon tournament arc. So, yeah.
I'm also very excited for your tournament arc. Honestly, watching you play Koromon has been a blast. Brian, you should definitely check out the VODs if you haven't.
It does sound like something I should check out. Like, I think the thing which has stuck with me the most, and, like, hearing Rocky talk about it, is that it sounds like the game is absolutely 100% willing to just, like, discard or remix what it's not interested in from, like, the classic, like, monster catcher formula.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I know that a lot of times when, like, games are chasing what has been before them, like, a very, like, relatively smaller focused genre, there's a lot of pressure to just consider everything essential to the formula. Mm-hmm. It's cool that it sounds like they don't. You know, like, gym leaders are not essential to the formula. Like, that's cool.
For sure.
I think it puts them in a more, like, unique position, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
By saying, like, oh, you don't actually have to fight gym leaders. We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because in most Monster Battler games, there are those kind of barriers all over the place. You know? It's always, like, a gym leader, an ultimate creature, or whatever. But in these ones, like, you're having full-on, like, philosophical discussions with the things you're fighting about, like, what their power means and how they're expecting you to utilize it. Which I think is neat, also.
True.
And also the angel Pokemon is fucking... Or Koromon is fucking scary.
Oh god, what is the... I already forgot what the name of the second evolution was. I know it was Seraphase, but the other one...
Yeah.
I think it has a mask in the name.
I think so.
I'm just gonna look it up.
I had the whole, like, Koromon wiki up.
It evolves into Grimmask.
Grimmask. Oh god, it's so scary. Show Brian Grimmask. Show it.
Okay.
Show it to Brian. Put it in the chat.
Where are you sticking it?
I'm gonna put it in the Skype chat so you can see. And it didn't load the GIF. A fucking bastard.
That's
Whatever.
okay. It shakes its head back and forth and
menacingly.
and kind of opens and closes its mouth.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't it great? Isn't
yeah,
it
there
great?
we go. The GIF is in the preview this
Oh
time.
my god, it's terrible.
That is some Bayonetta shit right
Isn't
there.
that good though? It's so good.
For people who can't see this, because, this is a podcast, Grim Mask is described as a spirit. It has 2 arms, each ending in 3 claws, and 4 ribbon-like appendages that wrap around the amulet it wears on its chest. It also wears a mask that features wide, bright, pupilless eyes, tear markings, and chattering teeth.
And chattering teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy your teeth.
Ah,
God, I hate it. I
God.
hate it so much. It's so spooky. Good job. 10 out of 10 monster design, honestly.
Yeah, right? Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, that's a monster, all right. I'll tell you that.
That's a monster. Yes, sure is. Sure is there. Look at him go.
That's so...
Isn't it great?
10 out of 10 is very accurate.
I love it. When I saw its pre-evolution evolve form, I was like, oh, this is the kind of trainer I would be. 100%. And then I saw it evolve and I was like, actually, no. Actually, that's something literally out of my nightmares. No, thank you. God, it's so good.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm actually looking at the final evolution of Lunar Pup.
Mm-hmm.
Its name is Ecliptor.
Oh.
It's a very big moon wolf. And, some of the things that it's able to do is kind of scary. I mean, it gets Intimidate still, right? It's called Menacing in this game.
Right.
It has a trait called Gravity Pull, which is described... Its Koromon has such a big mass that it has a 25% chance to prevent opponents from switching out or fleeing.
I'm sorry, Akin. What?
This is just a trait. This isn't a move that it does. It's so massive that it has a 1 in 4 chance of stopping opponents from switching out or running from the battle.
Maybe Koromon was a mistake. Maybe Koromon were a mistake. I wonder if the scientists studying these beasts are like, maybe we're in trouble a little bit.
Oh god. The perfect version of Cliptor has a blood red body with almost like an aquamarine blue on its moons that's ring around its back and its hind legs.
Oh, that's cool as heck.
Yeah, these things are spooky, and they are not afraid to be spooky because they don't care about selling this to kids, and I fuck with it.
Yeah, they are not selling this to kids. I appreciate that. It's nice having a monster catcher game that isn't this is for children,
Mm-hmm.
And also isn't just murder all the monsters, like in Monster Hunter.
True. Oh man, I gotta grind on the PC Monster Hunter, so I'll be ready for Sunbreak.
Oh, Rise and Grind gamer.
Yeah.
A thing that I just threw into chat because I've now mentioned it over and over again on this show is, and I still don't think that I had provided a reference to Tegan. It's just here's one of the angel designs from Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, feast on that weird shit.
It looks sick as hell.
Yeah, it does.
That looks
So
like a
fun.
biblically accurate angel.
Yeah.
That would come to me
Yeah.
and say, be not afraid. And I would say, haha, have you seen yourself?
Right. It's so I love the fact that Bayonetta is full of terrible, awful angels and you get to kill them.
Amazing.
Yes. What a good video game. What a good ass video game. This show celebrates and loves good ass video games. Do you know what's not a good ass video game?
Well, there are many.
King's Choice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right, but
Oh, Buffy the dog.
Buffy has an opinion on what a good-ass video game is. They're right. Buffy is right, and they should say it.
Well, I think Buffy is Daddy, just make with the Amico news. And I'm okay, Buffy.
For you, anything.
For you, my sweet princessa, I will make with the Amico news. So after, Intellivision issued their big statement about how they were just reducing to 2 SKUs for Amicos, how they were only going to be available in Galaxy Purple and Wood Grain, and that was it, with massive price hikes and so forth. Again, refusing to acknowledge that they are dead.
Mm-hmm.
After doing that, suddenly and spontaneously, the white SKU reemerged on GameStop Canada's website. Not GameStop US, because GameStop US is we no longer fuck with this. But for some reason, GameStop Canada still has these things available. and they have added the white SKU. Not like have not taken it down, just they have newly added the white SKU.
Oh no.
Right. And so there's all kinds of layers of like lol what to this, because like one, like Intellivision like bothered to put out a press release saying like there's only going to be 2 color configurations, and those are Galaxy Purple and Wood Grain. And they've also already announced that they no longer have a retail partnership with GameStop. But yet, here comes GameStop, newly adding a SKU to their Canadian website.
Yeah, GameStop's like, guess what? No one told us.
Right. Which is, like, funny and troubling for a couple different reasons, considering that, like, GameStop and Intellivision got into a dust-up a few weeks ago when a whole bunch of people's credit cards got charged for Amigos because they had not updated the delivery date in their system.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that that kind of hard-learned lesson would make GameStop validate their relationship with this company, like in every system. Like, if they're terminating the relationship with Intellivision, you would think that they would terminate it across like all territories and not just like one territory. And they're now adding products that allegedly don't exist. This is not the only dumb thing going on with Intellivision. There had been a rumor going around that virtually the entire Intellivision workforce had been let off, except their excessive number of executives. More evidence of that has shown up. Just about every known Intellivision employee has updated their status on LinkedIn.
Oh?
To no longer working at Intellivision.
Even the TikTok girl?
Including the TikTok girl. I yeah. What it like working at a gaming company. Apparently it like not working there.
Aww.
I know, right? I did send her a message on LinkedIn saying, would you like to drop a dime on Intellivision and come on our podcast? We'll update if she responds. I know that some people would be inclined to not necessarily drop a dime on their former employer, but I don't think that anybody's going to lose the ability to get hired in the gaming industry. Like, I don't think this is a legitimate bridge to burn, you know? The entire industry already treats these people as like an uncomfortable joke. So hopefully I can get some Intellivision employee to come and like pour us all nice glasses of tea.
I would love to hear from an Intellivision employee, like, unironically. I'm sure they signed, like, the hell out of an NDA, though. So it might be kind of hard.
Yeah, like, I mean, on one hand, Tegan, you'd think they signed, like, extensive NDAs. But we also know that, like, there has been nothing that has marked Intellivision more than gross incompetence. So, like, I could also see them not signing NDAs because Tommy Tallarico just didn't think of it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he's stupid.
Right.
I forgot, for a minute, I forgot that Tommy Tallarico was amazingly stupid.
Right. So, there's that. So, like, if for some reason you are an Intellivision employee and you didn't get NDA'd, we would love to hear from you. Wait, do I speak for all of us?
Yeah. You and I, at least.
Yeah. Rocky, do you want to hear from somebody who's been on the inside?
I'm willing to listen.
Okay. Well, you know what? You've got 2 loves and 1 willing to listen. So, please. Also, the $1,000 bounty still exists for a prototype. Okay. So, I don't have a fancy segue for this, but I need to talk about this fucking turkey neck situation.
Okay.
All right. So, yesterday, right? Yesterday, which is April 23rd, because, you know...
Because we record this in the past.
Filming coming soon. We're developing the technology.
We are developing the technology. So... Oh, I'm sorry, I just got distracted by my cat booping snoots with my dog.
Boop-a-snoot! What a good cat.
Boopy snoots. Sorry.
That's very important, Rocky. You understand.
I don't know if Rocky understands the importance of snoot booping. And interspecies boop snooting is very special. Anyway, yesterday, I decided to order Nigerian food.
Okay. Like from DoorDash, or like, did you call the restaurant direct?
I did it through Uber Eats.
Okay.
Right. And I ordered Iforiro, made with goat meat and a side of amala. And I ordered the snail appetizer. And, I was especially curious about the snails because every time I've ever had snails, it has either been in the context of French or German food. So I was eager to try, like, a very different preparation.
Mm-hmm.
The restaurant called me and said, we're out of the snails. You'll have to pick something else through the app. So they did the push notification through the app where, you pick replace.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that. And
they were out of your replacement option.
Yes. I selected gizzards. They were out of gizzards. So they called me back. And here's where I'm going to have to go to the tape and get, a ruling from both of you. When they called back, they said, we're out of gizzards. And so they said, so what do you want? And so what I said, and this is where I need to know if I invited trouble, and this is how I said it, okay, that's no problem. Well, why don't you tell me what appetizers you do have available, and I'll pick from them.
Okay.
Did I invite trouble with that?
Yes.
It depends on, what do you mean by trouble?
Retaliatory thing that might have been done to the appetizer.
Ooh, I don't think so. I think that's a reasonable question. Since I've failed at picking something that's in stock twice now, you need to know what they have so that you don't do it a third time.
Okay.
So from that particular phrasing, no, I don't think so.
Okay. And Rocky, you had thoughts.
Sort of. The phrasing doesn't matter. That's not the problem here.
Okay.
Because
the phrase. So you don't think that the phrasing or tone matters?
No.
Okay. Walk me through this because, as I said, this was the...
Brian,
okay.
I know you've seen this bit on the internet where people talk about when they order food from, a Jamaican restaurant, or when they walk into a Jamaican restaurant, and it looks like it's trashed, and, you try to order some food, and, it seems like they're out of everything, but, the moment you point that out, they start to become aggressive because it feels like you're calling out their restaurant or whatever. That's just what's happening. It's not personal. This is not a Jamaican restaurant. I know it's not a Jamaican restaurant, Brian, but I'm trying to tell you that experience largely expands to a lot of African descended immigrants who run restaurants in America.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I know it's not a Jamaican restaurant. I'm not mixing up countries or continents here. I'm trying to explain the experience.
Okay. You think that they think I was trying to clown on them.
Maybe a little bit. But even then, it doesn't matter because you weren't. And, even if you were, they would have acted the exact same way. That's all it really is. It's not really a problem. It's more the cost of doing business. I don't think they're being aggressive, but you said they did something to your appetizer, potentially.
Okay. I now need to say that Brian is incredibly comfortable with very spicy food. Mm-hmm. I am a person who routinely, when I eat Lao food on the menu, and they say, how hot do you want it? Do you want it, mild, medium hot, or Lao hot? I will order it Lao hot and be fine. Mm-hmm. I am a person who has just eaten roasted habaneros nothing. I'm a person who's eaten fresh habaneros like they're nothing. I'm a person who is more than comfortable with the hottest food you can put in your fucking mouth, right? I am a person who goes to Szechuan restaurants and says, please bring it, I'm very specific when I say, Szechuan. I'm not saying Chinese restaurants, Szechuan restaurants, and says, bring it out as hot as you fucking can. And they do, and I'm fine, I'm happy. I need to talk about this turkey neck and what happened to my body.
Okay, sure, man.
So when I said to her, okay, well, why don't you tell me what you do have, and I'll pick from that. She then paused and said, I have a turkey neck.
Okay.
Just like that, huh? Just, I have a turkey neck. Not we have turkey necks, or turkey necks are available. It says, I have a turkey neck.
Yes.
All right, cool. Sure, let's go.
That sounds, okay, that sounds like a problem.
Okay. And I'm like, okay, cool. That sounds interesting. And so then she says, you want this turkey neck?
Mm-hmm. Confirming your choice, yeah. Okay. Rocky's laughing because he detects a threat.
That means that Rocky is smarter than Brian.
It's like, oh no, I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I have a turkey neck. And he's like, well, that sounds interesting. He's like, you want this turkey neck? No, it's not a restaurant conversation anymore. What are you doing? Okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
And I'm like, cool. I'm like, absolutely. I'm like, I'll have the turkey neck. And then she goes, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
how hot do you want this neck? 1 is the least spicy. 10 is the spiciest thing. I'm like, ooh. And again, I've never had Nigerian food, so I don't have a point of reference. And so I feel that there would be a level of hubris to saying 10, right? Mm-hmm. And so I say, I'd like it 7.
Okay.
And she's like, okay, you want the neck and you want 7.
Yes.
And I went, yep. Then she says, that's no problem. That's what you're going to get.
Okay, that sounds like a threat. That sounds like a threat.
Like if it would be like one of those things. If I heard this call, like if I was like on speakerphone or whatever, but if I was Brian's FBI agent, I'd be like, "Oh man, Cartwright is so fucked." Like,
I would have been like, "Oh yeah, okay," until the end of it, and then I would have been like, "Oh no, he's in danger."
Flash forward. The food arrives much faster than the delivery estimate in the app.
That's interesting. That's
Amazing.
curious, even,
That
actually.
happens. No, that happens sometimes. Sometimes the app is just wrong.
Well, she had the one neck, so like maybe it was already ready to go.
Well, and one thing I will say, Tegan, is that I do have a level of awareness, because this may be the first time I've had Nigerian food, but I have eaten quite a bit of African food. Mm-hmm. And I know that a lot of times with a lot of African restaurants, there is absolutely nothing which is kind of like prepared as a base, like just like ready in the kitchen.
Right.
Expect to like hang out for like an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm totally cool with it, because I know that like that is the way of things.
And it'll be delicious and totally worth it. Right.
Right. And like a lot of like South Asian cuisines, which are not like commonly popular countries, to order food from, like long waits, and African restaurants, long waits. Mm-hmm. So it showing up fast was frankly the first time I started to get worried.
Oh.
I was like,
I'm over here like I still wouldn't have been worried.
And I was like,
am I an idiot? Perhaps.
Tegan, you might have died. Honestly.
Yeah. So I'm like, that seems fast. I'm like, okay.
I'm still not over this. She said, I got a turkey neck.
I got a turkey neck.
And it's like, you want this neck? Like she's holding it up or some shit. Like,
right.
Oh, God. It sounds like you did not get it at the spice level requested. I feel like that was someone else's turkey neck that they did not pick up. That was at a much higher spice level, probably.
Oh, no.
So, I opened the package containing the neck.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately my nostrils begin to burn.
Amazing. Ooh, sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds like they have issued you a challenge.
I then pick up the neck. This was my next mistake. Opening the neck was my first mistake. Mm-hmm. Picking up the neck was my second mistake.
Yeah, that seems like it's the kind of thing that would like burn to the touch, maybe.
If it's hot enough.
Good call, Rocky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, and again, like I'm a person who has in his life eaten the kind of hot wings that they make you sign a stupid release form for, right?
And been totally fine. Right.
Like the kind of hot wings that they eat on Hot Ones. Like I have walked that road.
Definitely 6-digit Scovilles, I get it.
You're just like, these are delicious. I will have another plate.
I pick up this neck. My fingertips start to swell.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And my knuckles start to burn.
Uh-oh.
Knuckles,
From
man?
picking it up? No.
Not the
really?
knuckles, come on.
Bruh.
and I take a bite.
Oh, you fucking
You take
dipshit.
a
Are you
straight
kidding
bite?
me?
You
I'm a
prepare
fan.
nothing on the side. No wipes, no milk, nothing.
This man needs a glass of milk.
He needs a glass of milk.
Straight up caustic turkey neck.
So I take the bite, and when I take the bite,
Mm-hmm.
it's like every part of the inside of my body is being lanced by the sharpest knives I've ever heard of.
Oh, wow.
And then that's when just the fucking, like, the air around it, like I said, burned my nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it started to impact my eyes. And I started to try and, with my wrists that hadn't touched it, rub my eyes.
No!
And I just put my head between my knees. It's now this bad. And I try to talk, and I realize I can't make words anymore because of my tongue has swollen.
Yeah.
And so I'm just making these like weird pain screams. And Beth comes running into the room, and she's upset. And she's like, honey, what's going on? And I'm like sitting there like holding my hands like lobster claws because I don't want to touch my hands because I know that they have this thing on
The
them.
sauce, yeah.
Right. And like she sees like how much pain I'm in, and that I'm like at this point now writhing, and that my eyes are watering, and I can't bend my fingers because of the swelling there, and I can't quite open my eyes because of the swelling in my face.
That sounds like an allergic reaction.
No, this is definitely an allergic reaction. This isn't like...
Yeah, this
Spicy
sounds like
at this
an
point.
allergic reaction.
At which point she says, oh my god, I'm calling 911. I managed to, at this point, get out of my mouth, no, get rag. So she goes to bathroom, returns with a cold, damp rag, and she manages to get any of the fumes that have gotten on my face off of my face. The swelling starts to subside. She wipes down my hands, gets me a glass of milk, and after about 15 minutes, I return to normal from touching it and the single bite I had of the turkey neck. So, I'd like to get some rulings from the assembled based on the phone conversation I had and the neck that arrived.
I don't think they attacked you.
I don't think they attacked you either. I think you had an allergic reaction to something.
Right. And like, unless they somehow already knew, which seems unlikely since it's your first time like interacting with this like restaurant, I think it's just a bad dice roll.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it did sound like you were in danger though. I still stand by that, but I actually don't think they did this to you. Or, you know what I mean. Like, I don't think it was, like, intentional. I don't think they attacked
Sure.
This
you.
was not like a malicious encounter.
Right.
Okay. All right.
This was just an unfortunate encounter.
Right.
They did not come for me with this neck.
Right, exactly.
Correct.
They did not.
Yeah, yeah.
They may have been like, oh ho ho, we will give this man the spicy food. Haha, he does not know, you know.
Right.
But I don't think they intentionally like made you sick, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think this was, like, a poisoning attempt or anything.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I tell you this. I definitely felt so bad afterwards that I had to lay down and go to sleep, which I did for like 4 hours.
That makes some sense.
A nap.
Yeah. And I definitely had like the hot sweats in my sleep, and I woke up feeling weird. And then afterwards, I spent part of last night reading about the effects of bear mace, and I was like, everything that happened to me are the same things that happens to when bear mace is used. And I'm like they definitely would not have sent me a turkey neck seasoned with bear mace. That's just unreasonable. But Jesus Christ, it was the pain in the knuckles and the non-bending fingers that made me go like look up the effects of like incredibly powerful mace, because it does that. So like Jesus Christ. So y'all just think there was something in it that like is incompatible with me, and I just happen to have discovered that by accident.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because that sounds like an allergic reaction to whatever it was, whatever seasoning it was that was in there.
But by definition, the way your body reacts to spicy food is by definition an allergic reaction. Like that's the thing. Your body is telling you don't do this, don't eat this, and it just so happens because this is the way humans are built. We're like, oh, I enjoy this unpleasant sensation. It just depends on like how many Scovilles it is, that whether or not you decide it's a pleasant, warm, or whatever. But that was, I got to tell you, there was about a 30-second period in there. I was like, well, this is it.
This is how I go.
I'm like, I would not have expected fucking Nigerian turkey neck to be the way I leave, but here we are. We're a podcast about video games, not about near-death experiences from turkey necks.
Yeah, mixed bag.
True enough.
Video games are full of near-death experiences.
It is true. Some of them are from turkey necks.
And our survey did say that people enjoy personal anecdotes, and that certainly was one. Would y'all like to talk about the news of the video game industry?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Ubisoft is fixing to do a leap of faith, but there is no hay bale. So, we have talked a lot in the last year about the bad time that Activision Blizzard is having, and how, like, the troubles at Activision Blizzard led to them seeking acquisition.
Right.
Once again, a reminder, Ubisoft has also been having a very bad time. In the last year, Ubisoft has lost 41% of its trading cap. That is not an insignificant amount. At this point, because it has lost 41% of its value, the value of Ubisoft is down to $5.2 billion total. As a result, there are companies now circling Ubisoft for a total buyout. The companies which have been named in a piece by Bloomberg as being interested in a total buyout of Ubisoft are both private equity firms, KKR and Blackstone Incorporated. And, I mean, I suppose, like, if a private equity firm gets a hold of Ubisoft, like, what is likely would happen is that they would buy up the studio whole and then piecemeal out and sell the various constituent parts to, like, various interested parties, like
the hedge fund strategy.
Who gets Assassin's Creed, and who gets Rainbow Six, and who gets Rabbids, and who gets
Nintendo gets Rabbids.
Just Dance. I was thinking about that, and I don't think Nintendo would care.
Nintendo might care because of how well the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle games have been doing.
Yeah, I mean, they have had long legs, but Nintendo can't be bothered to care about a lot of its own IP. You know?
That's fair.
I mean, I suppose it's possible that these private equity firms might be interested in maintaining control of the entire portfolio and operating it as a company. Like, looking through the history of both of these private equity firms, I think if one of them would do it, the more likely answer is that the Blackstone Group would. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is that part of the thing that makes Ubisoft an interesting target for these private equity groups is that for as large a company as Ubisoft is, the largest individual stakeholder is Yves Guillemot. Mm-hmm. And, like, that family has maintained control of running Ubisoft, right? Mm-hmm. And there is, at this point, no heir apparent. Like, there is nobody to, like, take over running Ubisoft when Yves either, like, retires or dies or is forced out because of the abuse allegations against the company. There is no other member of that family to step in.
Ah, okay.
And one of the companies which is in Blackstone's portfolio is Hilton. And they bought Hilton when Hilton was in a similar position. Like, there was no member of the Hilton family.
Wait, like the hotel chain?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Like, because Hilton was historically, like, family owned and, you know, like, operated, even though they were publicly traded, and that the Hilton brand very much used prominent members of the Hilton family as, like, figureheads, you know, like, for the company. And there was no Hilton ready to take the wheel, and the Hilton chain was, like, facing, like, you know, plummeting stock prices, scandals, and no next generation of leadership. And Blackstone absorbed the entirety of Hilton and then kept the entirety of Hilton. And I was like, okay, like there seem to be parallels here, but also running a chain of hotels
is not the same.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what do y'all think?
I mean, the leadership at Ubisoft changing is probably a good idea. I don't know if anyone I actually really want to own Ubisoft in its current form, but I guess I don't really think in those terms that often, I guess. I think it sucks for like the people that work there that they might get pieced up and scattered to the winds, but sometimes that happens. It's just the nature of being a corporation sometimes.
I think it's better to be pieced up and scattered to the winds than it is to be on a sinking ship, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, if the ship sinks, you're gonna be scattered to the winds anyway, because you all are gonna get terminated, you know?
True.
Right. Like, looking at this, who would benefit from owning Ubisoft, lock, stock, and barrel? And I think that I'm not sure there's much that Microsoft would, like, say, have to gain by buying Ubisoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, like, with the acquisition of, like, Activision Blizzard, they have control of, like, a bunch of beloved IPs. Plus, like, with the various companies that they've been buying over the last several years have given them a bunch of beloved IPs. And, like, a pretty strong diversity of, like, game types. And Ubisoft has kind of been, like, running themselves into the ground with, like, making the same game over and over again with, like, various different skins on it. It over-the-shoulder, third-person, dude-dad games. Like the, what do they call it? It's Tom Clancy's...
Rainbow Six series.
Oh, no, see, there's two different Tom Clancy's. They got the Rainbow Six, which is the first-person Tom Clancy.
The Division.
Oh, I'm sorry, they got 3 Tom Clancy's.
There are so many different Tom Clancy games that are all different enough that you can't put in, like, the GameStop category system, you can't look them up by Tom Clancy.
Yeah, so there's Rainbow Six, which is just first-person, and then there's The Division, which is an over-the-shoulder dad game, and then there's also Ghost Recon, which is also an over-the-shoulder dad game. And then they have Watch Dogs, which is an over-the-shoulder dad game. And before they, like, mothballed the IP, Splinter Cell had turned into an over-the-shoulder dad game.
What do you mean by over-the-shoulder dad game?
Meaning it is a third-person action-adventure game with a giant open-world map with endless busy work icons.
Okay.
Like, picture if instead of having a cool, poised, redhead female protagonist, Horizon featured a interchangeable, boring 40-something white guy as the protagonist.
I think all the protagonists in the Tom Clancy games are technically, like, in their late 20s, early 30s. I don't think they're 40-somethings.
There've got to be some 30-somethings in there.
I did say late 20s, early 30s, just not in their 40s, specifically.
All right. Like, Splinter Cell is definitely, like, full-on dad. Like, he's got gray and everything.
Well, now he does.
Yeah. In Assassin's, there's a variety of protagonists, but, like, the formula's the fucking same, and your hero wears a hood. I mean, come on. It doesn't matter whether, like, it's cool, new, interesting character there. You're still mostly not talking, and you're still mostly running around, killing people with a push knife and being under a hood.
People like that, though.
They do! But they also needed significant revision to the formula.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then Ubisoft announced that they were revising the formula even further, despite the successful revision of the formula, and are like, look, we're converting Assassin's Creed to a live services game, so that way it's going to become something like Destiny, and people like me went, ew, ew, I don't want to log in and do my dailies. Fuck off. What is this, Hearthstone? Like, I don't want to do my dailies in Assassin's Creed. Like, do 10 leaps of faith into 10 different hay bales. Like, fuck off. Just fuck off. And so, like, things that are not that have become increasingly rare. Like, in their catalog. Like, lots of third-person, open-world action-adventure games. Like, lots of third-person, open-world action-adventure games. And then when I look at, like, Sony's catalog, what does Sony have a lot of right now? Third-person, open-world action-adventure games. And, like, so do they need a bunch more of those? I don't think so. I can think of a possible candidate for a total buyout of Ubisoft, which would be Embracer Group. Because at this point, Embracer Group is a larger publisher than Ubisoft by a significant margin.
Mm-hmm.
They have the equity, they have the assets, so I could see them like trying to like work a merger, because I still don't think that a lot of people, like when they're like rattling off the names of like the major AAA publishers, immediately remember Embracer offhands, despite the fact that they've like managed to like absorb quite a few like major like AAA, you know, IPs, like the new Saints Row game coming out, like that's Embracer Group. They own like Saints Row, they own Darksiders, like they own a fair bit. But I think that like if they were to like say come into possession of the Ubisoft name, that would probably be the most valuable thing to them, because they could slap that on the whole company and be like, we're Ubisoft now.
I don't think anyone would want to slap Ubisoft's name on themselves right now, though.
At that point, they'd be able to say, we're Ubisoft under new management.
Right,
exactly. You fire all of the senior leadership, you keep the studios you want, you close the studios. Like, you could probably get some good press by closing Ubisoft Singapore because of, like, the amount of, like, abuse stories coming out of that location. You go, like, this is a toxic environment, it's not a safe place to develop a game, and we're going to shut down the development of this stupid fucking pirate game that nobody wants. And you probably get some good press out of that.
Yeah, you get some press out of it, for sure.
Yeah. And plus, like, they haven't had a lot of, like, publishing on Nintendo consoles, and, like, that would definitely open that door. You know, like, they put out, like, the Darksiders games on Switch. Mm-hmm. But, like, having that door to, like, you know, have that ongoing relationship with Nintendo.
I mean, at this point, though, it sounds like the main problem with the Ubisoft stuff is that the market is way oversaturated with what they're offering. So why not just let it die?
Because it's IP, Tegan.
Who cares if it's IP? Just let it die. If you let that IP die, then you can do something else. You know? You are no longer beholden to making sure the IP survives.
Tegan, you're not thinking like a capitalist here.
Is it not expensive to maintain IP?
Well, you have to think, like, do you have any kind of, like, built-in loyal base of exhausted dads who will just buy your game and then go to bed tired because they don't have the energy to play video games? They'll buy it. That's what you need.
I mean, that's what NBA is for a lot of people.
Yep.
I say just let it die. Let the Ubisoft IP die. Like, if the market is that oversaturated that it's not really worth anybody, like, actually, like, picking it up, unless they're gonna use it to revitalize the full franchise that it's attached to, that no one's then gonna buy because like you said, it's all tired dad games. Just don't do it. It's a waste of money.
I think that, like, Watch Dogs is, like, approaching $0 in value, right? Like, who cares? I think the Tom Clancy name associated with video games does have value, but you could probably, like, axe a lot of the individual franchises. Nobody cares about Ghost Recon. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares really about The Division. Like, because there's so many games that do the exact thing that The Division does. Like, if you want to play an endless treadmill game where you log in and do your dailies with your pals while you talk about how working at Best Buy sucks, there are other games to do that. I think that the only one that really has any, like, day-to-day value is, like, Rainbow Six Siege. But so, like, if I'm carving up Ubisoft like a Thanksgiving turkey, one, I'm throwing the neck in the backyard and not eating it because we know now that necks are bad.
Right.
But two, I would maybe part out that Tom Clancy license in general and Rainbow Six Siege in particular to a buyer and be like, okay, now you can slap the Tom Clancy name on your games and also continue to publish Rainbow Six Siege. Like, that's something I could see EA having interest in, because EA has been looking for something to, like, inject user interest into Battlefield for a while. Like, the last Battlefield game just, like, straight up like fell flat on its ass. Mm-hmm. So if, like, EA was like, hey everybody, Tom Clancy's Battlefield, I could see that turning some heads.
I don't think that would do it, though, because I think EA's reputation will fuck it over. I don't think it'd be enough.
I mean, what's weird is that, like, of all the major AAA publishers out there, like, traditional AAA publishers, and it's weirdly, like, again, because, like, we're going into summer now, and this year, there's literally no E3 this year. Like, E3 is done.
Yeah, we just have the Summer Games Show.
Jeff Keighley is now the man of summer and the man of winter. because he has his dumb award show and now his dumb E3 replacement.
If his award show doesn't get back on the actual, like, awards, he's not gonna have an award show anymore.
World exclusive. I think that if we think about, like, those major AAA publishers who have needed to get, you know, like, say, publicity bumps that happened during the summer, in the last few years, like, EA has done the best job of, like, image rehabilitation. You know, like, they have, you know, done things to the Star Wars games that people wanted. They have tried to make the sports games more accessible. They have done more, like, centering and, you know, like, putting up front stuff about their EA originals, like, you know, like, quasi-indies. Like, hey, we're funding this game, and it's part of the EA originals line. Like, an EA original kind of, like, was the critical darling of 2021. The It Takes Two from Joseph Ferris. Like,
I have a
EA...
question.
Yes?
About this rehabilitation, are you saying that people like EA or that you like EA? I'm trying to gauge what we're dealing with here.
If people are building their tier list of major publishers they hate the most, it used to be that without fail, unflinchingly, people would say, like, I hate EA the most, right? But through a combination of abject failure by other companies and laying low and doing the absolute minimum amount of not shitting their pants in public, EA has managed to become less hated. And I'm not saying loved or even liked. They've just managed to become less hated than, like, Activision or Ubisoft.
Sure, fine.
Does that make sense? Okay. I am by no means saying that, like, they are good guys or even brosifs. They are still the kind of person to hit someone standing in front of the video return box.
Just for clarification's sake, that is also a thing that happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Got it.
But they don't have stories about employees who committed suicide after being sexually harassed on forced company travel. They don't have that. They don't have stories about wanton abuse at their Singapore studio, which people describe as sweatshop conditions. They don't have that.
That we know of.
No, you see that, but that's the thing. Like, there's either the stories or there aren't. And, like, so they are either so good at keeping that shit buttoned up, which I would not put past them, or things are just less shitty there. In fact, that could be their slogan. EA, it's less shitty here. We're not saying it isn't shitty. We're just saying, comparatively, it is less shitty. It's like walking into Wet Seal instead of Abercrombie and Fitch.
Wet Seal and Abercrombie and Fitch are very different stores.
Both terrible, but, you know, one less so. All right. I mean, I could see Sony wanting to buy Assassin's Creed if, like, that was just, like, out there on the table at a yard sale, but...
Yeah, just so Microsoft doesn't have it.
Well, I mean, it's also a $1 billion game that they could fund.
Yeah, that's the current obsession that, like, Sony has. $1 billion franchises. And it's also compatible with, like, their current suite of games that they make, like the big open worlds with lots of maps and over-the-shoulder third-person adventure. But if the price of buying Assassin's Creed is buying everything else, then I think Sony would be like, hard pass. I could see Microsoft buying and be like, oh, whatever, we just have, like, $5.5 billion laying around. That's fine. Because I think it's easy to forget, like, the scale of their available walking around money versus everybody else's. Like, Microsoft could be like, you know what, it's fine. It's, like, we're in the checkout counter at the Piggly Wiggly, and, like, there's just a Ubisoft here, and, like, you know, we'll get a pack of Juicy Fruit and Ubisoft. Let's go, you know? It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Speaking of things that are interesting to see how they play out, what's going on with the National Labor Relations Board?
So the National Labor Relations Board is allowing Raven Software to participate in a union vote. This decision came out on April 22nd, so it's new to us as of recording, but old to everyone else as of listening. But they ruled that the group of 21 quality assurance workers are eligible to participate in a union election. They're going to mail out ballots to the eligible employees, which are defined as full-time and part-time QA workers at Raven Software who were working at the company during the pay period that ended April 16th. They're going to send those out on the 29th of this month. And then voters have to return their ballots by the end of day on May 20th. And then the count will officially take place on the 23rd. So we'll find out at the end of the month whether or not they are successful in their unionizing. In an email to staff, Raven Studio head Brian Raffel wrote that the company would host a town hall sometime next week to discuss the decision and quote-unquote next steps. And then spokesperson Rich George said in a statement to the Washington Post, "While we respect NLRB process, we are disappointed that a decision that could significantly impact the future of our entire studio will be made by fewer than 10% of our employees. We believe a direct relationship with team members is the best path to achieving individual and company goals." The NLRB's filing includes a comprehensive rundown of the facts of the case and notes that QA testers are the lowest paid employees of Ravenloft, even with the pay increase to $18.50 that followed the workers' promotion to full-time employees, puts the vast majority of QA testers at $38,430 annually, which is well below any other position's listed minimum salary range. Woo! I hope they are successful. Good luck. We'll find out in a month.
So, there was a show I used to watch, a show that I love dearly, called Superstore. And in its, I want to say, 4th or 5th season, people who worked at this big box store, like Walmart Minus, I think it was actually called Cloud9, had successfully formed a union, but also were negotiating with the parent company, for additional benefits. Simple stuff. Like cost of living, like healthcare, shit like that. And I think it was like on the season finale, they're in the boardroom talking to the people, and then like they kind of leave for a second, and then they come back, and then they say, "Okay, sure, whatever you need. We'll have the paperwork sent up and we'll leave," right? And then like the higher ups like leave, and they are super excited. It's like, "Hey, we did it. I think we're actually going to get something that happens." And then the news breaks that the company that owned Cloud9 just sold Cloud9 to a new tech company. And what that meant is that the people that they were negotiating with were told to agree to whatever, because no matter what happens, they don't have to honor that agreement if the sale goes through. So, right.
That sucks.
It's not an uncommon thing that happens from time to time. And with Raven, given the sale of Activision Blizzard, unless I've completely mixed that up, may find themselves in a similar spot. And so I think their next few steps are going to have to be very, very precise if they want to get anything done. And I'm worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is more of like a general observation, which I hope has more value than I Love Lamp. But I absolutely love the fact that, like, right now in the United States, we're having our largest labor uprising since the 1920s. Like,
yeah,
that feels good, everybody. Like,
it really does.
We are in the roaring 20s, so
like in these trying fucking times, like as I have said, and as many other people have said, like, I wish I was living through times that weren't historic.
Yeah,
but like, I am glad that one of the things that is happening right now is that so many working people are like, fuck all of this garbage, let's organize. Every time I hear about a Starbucks fucking unionizing, oh,
right.
God.
It's like, let's go Starbucks.
Let's go.
Oh, delicious.
They deserve it, honestly.
They had like a Starbucks executive meeting here in the Zona, and they tried to drag one of the organizing employees before the board to be like, dance for us, and they're like, I don't dance. I'm being paid right now, and they just basically wanted this organizer to be like, don't you think that you could get these things that you seek without, any legal protections that guarantee them? And it's just like...
It's like, no, I do not. Because otherwise, we would have them.
Right.
An idiot.
Right. When I saw the CEO of Starbucks referring to employees organizing as an outside force seeking to destroy the company, I'm like, these people work here, you fucking idiot. They're not an outside force. By definition, they are, inside. So, and I'm going to walk a very fine line here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure y'all see what I'm doing.
Yep.
To everybody out there organizing, everywhere you are, Brian supports you.
Yep.
Yep.
To everybody out there organizing wherever you are, I think Impossible Coin as a whole supports you.
Yes. How'd I walk that line?
I think that was a pretty good walk.
Yep.
8 out of 10.
Much like the graphics.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm just actually gonna wind Brian up a little bit, and I'm gonna let him run. I think that's my plan.
Okay.
There's something that's happening at Apple that they've promised for some time. They've promised that they're going to clean up the App Store. And, some people weren't entirely sure what that meant. And this past week, we've received reports that Apple may be cracking down on apps that no longer receive updates. There was an email that was sent to some affected developers that was titled App Improvement Notice. And it warned that it will remove apps from the App Store that haven't been updated in a, quote, significant amount of time, and gives developers about 30 days to update them. A number of people, like Protopop games developer Robert Cobway, have expressed their concerns about the change because they have apps that are fully functional, essentially complete, on the store that haven't been updated in some time. One example is his game Motivoto, which hasn't been updated since March of 2019. And now the App Store, and Apple by extension, are threatening to remove it for the sin of not being updated in that time. Doesn't matter that it still works exactly the way that it was intended, and I guess possibly to their credit, it's not going to literally remove the app from users' phones, but it means that it can't be searched, it will not be able to be accessed, and ultimately unpreserved. And there are other apps that haven't been updated in that time that just seem to be getting a bit more traffic, a bit more popular, and they haven't seemed to be affected by this change, but they're going to continue just fine. There are plenty of games on the App Store that have been up there since its inception, even some dating back to 2000 and shit. But it looks like because they want them to be updated on a more regular basis, despite the fact them being complete and fully functional, they are creating an undue burden on independent developers in the App Store space. Brad, I know there's some words in there. I believe in you.
Yeah. No, I
They're coming.
So, I feel I have mixed thoughts on this.
Sure. Yeah.
On one hand, cleaning up the App Store is absolutely a thing that Apple needs to do.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is a whole bunch of people who have say named their apps in a predatory way in order to attempt to abuse search algorithms. And a great example is if I go right now into the App Store, I have picked up my phone, and I'm now going to type into the search bar Wordle, and here's what returns when I search Wordle. First comes a game called Wordle! ! Sure does seem to be using the signature green and orange tiles, 5 letters, that whole bit. It is also not Wordle, currently the property of the New York Times. Then there's another game named also Wordle! ! Seems to use the same aesthetic, but it's not them. And then also, getting returned to the result is Word Guess Word Game. Guess what color tiles it's using?
The same colors.
Yes. And then here is the New York Times puzzle app, which contains all of the puzzle products offered by the New York Times. This is the 4th result, and the one that legitimately contains the Wordle that everybody loves. And then after that, I have What's the Word? Logic Game. Then Word Game Puzzword. Then What Word? And then Wordle and Chill. And then Wordle. So, there are, a whole bunch of games here which are designed to, intentionally, abuse search. And, this happens very frequently whenever there is any kind of, trending activity on the App Store.
Right.
Whenever, photo apps, which used, machine learning for face replacement started to become, popular. There started to become a bunch of, really bad ones that would just, show up. And, the main purpose of the apps was just, hey, we want to do session records on your use of the apps. We're here to not be very good, but we're here to do session records. And it happens with some relative frequency. And if I had my druthers, the thing I would want to see pulled out of the App Store first are a bunch of these like predatory apps which are designed to abuse search.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first thing I would want to go. And like apps that were like put on because of like low curation into the App Store, like I'd love to see those go too. Like basically like there was definitely a point in the history of the App Store where the threshold for getting onto the App Store was just like, is it not busted? Let it on. And like that also seems like a bad threshold for any kind of like store. Can you imagine walking into a video store and the only threshold that the video store had was, does this movie go from start to finish?
Yeah.
Yikes.
You know,
yeah.
Right. Like, is it not busted? I think is a bad threshold for curation. I think that there are a lot of good games, even bad games, which aren't updated anymore that should continue to exist and should continue to be available. And here's what Brian offers as a solution that satisfies everyone. Because we want people to have that streamlined, better search experience, but also preservation and downloadability is important.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Make the default setting for people's search experience on the App Store to not return games which haven't been updated in over 5 years, but have an advanced search setting that users can turn on that allows them to search apps which have not been updated in over 5 years. What does everybody think of Brian's advanced search setting solution?
I think there should just be a category for games that are completed, and you can just turn that on. And games that are completed are games that will no longer receive future updates.
I think it's weird to functionally hide games that are just old from like people.
Right.
Because I don't think there's anything wrong with the games that are like old and happen to be on the store and aren't being updated. Like, sure, I do know that like Apple wants to try to clean out abandoned software, but like, you know, abandoned like feels like unfair to apply to some of these things that still work. They're absolutely fine. Like, this isn't like something that you download onto an iPhone 8 and it just wouldn't fucking work. Like, because they do. They just haven't been updated in 3-5 years because there's nothing to do with them anymore. Like, you can continue to play them. You can interact with the media. It's a completed piece of art. It's like, why would I be mad at the Mona Lisa because someone's not touching it every 3 years? Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, man. I absolutely hear you. I'm with you. And so I guess the problem with it is that it's two problems like kind of like functioning in tandem with each other.
I'm listening. Because
we have to like say go back to the App Store of a given period, because like what we'll find is if you go back to the like let's pick say 2009 out of a hat. Like the App Store was relatively new in 2009, and one of the first big hits on the App Store was the game Doodle God.
Okay.
And Doodle God was this game where like you had like a little island and there were these like these now very problematic pygmies that lived on the little island. You could like nudge your finger and make things happen on the island as you're like, you are the god for the little like the pygmies. No, I'm sorry, it was Pocket God. Fuck, even better. And so like what happened was after Pocket God took off, all of these games started to come out with the word either Pocket or God in the name because of how successful Pocket God was.
Sure.
And the first major successful ripoff was Doodle God. And then what happened, because Doodle God was so successful, because people were already cribbing off of God from Pocket God, the thing that people would crib off of Doodle was the word Doodle. And so now there were a whole bunch of unrelated games that were like naming themselves Doodle in an effort to game the algorithm then. And so you had games like Doodle Jump, you know, because like, oh, yeah, Doodle, you know, because like Doodle's what people are searching for. And so, like, I think that, like, these completed successful games, or even unsuccessful games, are, like, important from a position of, like, archival value. But I think that there needs to be something which sorts them based on their level of, like, real-time penetration at the time that they were new.
Yeah, but, like, relevance searches. So you mean that the search wouldn't be based off of, like, the term specifically, or even, like, what apps... Let's say I'm looking for something called, I don't know, God of Kings or whatever.
Right.
Right? I'm looking for some game called God of Kings. It's a gotcha, like, RPG game or whatever. And
sure.
I type in God of Kings, and I'm trying to understand, like, are you saying that, like, Doodle God and, like, Pocket God shouldn't show up on that search? Or should they just be, like... Because I think they wouldn't be high in priority, right? Like, I mean, they would show up, like, maybe second page, if not, like, 10th, 11th. Because, like, there's enough things that, like, overlap with those particular terms, or even what that game seems to be, that should show up before that. And I'm trying to figure out if, like... because I don't hang out that much on the App Store. That's not my experience. But, like, I'm not sure if, like, that's being complicated by older games that previously tried to game words in the SEO.
And, okay, first of all, I need to know, is God of Kings a real thing or a thing that you just pulled out of your butthole?
It might be real, but those were words that were in my head.
Fair enough. So I just searched God of Kings on the App Store. Because I wanted to see, like, what I would get returned as results.
Sure.
This reminds me so much of our old Steam segment. I'm loving it.
Okay.
Searching the App Store. Let us know if you like this segment, folks. So the thing that returned first in this result is, I shit you not, YouTube.
Cool.
That is the first result.
Let's fucking go.
The second result is Mythic Heroes Idle RPG.
Cool. I think it gathered what I was aiming for, which is really funny to me.
Yeah. Collect all of the gotcha heroes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're just like, yeah, I don't know, it's a game, it'd be called this, fuck it. And, like,
yeah.
And the App Store's like, this is what you want.
And I'm like, yeah, it's like, pretty close, actually.
Like, I'm just glad to know that, like, you're just able to spitball something, and, like, the App Store's like, here's what you want. Like, then after that, the next thing that is available is a game called Dawn of Titans.
Sure.
Which is a real-time RPG RTS gotcha game.
Fine. Yeah. Sure. Whatever.
Acquire and collect your Titans and use them against other Titans. These look like mechs? I don't know.
Sure. Let's do it.
It was also updated a week ago.
I believe it. New drop just came in, dude. Got new Titans.
New Titans and a new event, don't forget.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's got to be an event.
Absolutely. What good is it without an event? But then after that, our next result is Baseball Star God.
Okay.
And in the description of the game, it says, be the king of baseball.
Okay.
Last update is a year ago.
Oof, got him.
And there's lots of user reviews, which are like, things about this game are broken. When are they going to update this fucking game? And, like, the dev responds and is like, thank you for your feedback. And they've been responding to feedback within the last year, but just not updating the game. They just, like, respond to the feedback, like, thank you for your feedback, thank you for your feedback. And then proceed to not update Baseball Star God. And then the next game after that is King God Castle.
Sure.
And King God Castle was last updated 3 years ago. Then Throne of the Chosen God. All right, let's see how long. Oh, 10 months ago. You know, now at least it's months. 10 months ago, we got new event, Fruit Party. Fixed bugs. Optimized the interface. This game appears to be about nothing but juggy winches. Then God's King. Then God's Impact. And some of these are definitely have not been touched in a while. Goddessy Enlighten the King. So, like, it seems like after YouTube, the first, like, legit result, like, Mythic Heroes Idle RPG, which didn't have any of Rocky's words in the name, but, like, when I went into it, like, appeared to be, like, exactly what Rocky was looking for, was the top result. But, like, we pretty quickly just got, like, you know, like, old, like, search targeting soup.
Junk.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
The word you're looking for is junk.
Right. So, like I'm not opposed to the junk existing, but I think that, like, the odds are good that, like, most people don't want it. Like weird nerd assholes like me do, because we're like, oh, yeah, I want to find out about this game that was available on the App Store 5 years ago. Oh, because I'm a game preservationist.
But I don't know. I feel like two caveats here is that, one, God of Kings isn't actually real, and two, the things that were older that showed up seem to actually match the terms more closely than, like, what we were actually able to find on the store.
Right. There's also a bunch of, like, Bible reading apps here.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King James sort of things. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I want to see... Oh, fuck. Because, there were, like, wars in, like, the Old Testament where, like, basically the followers of Yahweh, like, won out against everyone else. I want to see, like, a war among the Bible reading apps until there's, like, one true Bible reading app.
There are a lot here. And, like, this is, like, definitely, like, a lot of, like, what I mean by, like, junk in the App Store, which is that, like, there was a point in the App Store when, like, there wasn't necessarily, like, a Bible reading app to rule them all, where people were just putting out Bible reading apps left and right. And, like, it was a lot of, like, the junk of, like, 2009 in the App Store. Like, there's a bunch of stuff for doing your taxes. There's a bunch of stuff for reading a Bible. There's a bunch of stupid calculator apps. Like, there's a whole bunch of that shit. Like, there's a bunch of stuff which are stud finders for walls. Like, as soon as they released an iPhone that might be able to detect a stud in the wall, there was a bunch of stud finding apps. As soon as they released things with accelerometers, we got a bunch of apps that were levels. So, like, a bunch of levels, a bunch of stud finders, and, like, and eventually a lot of this stuff just got incorporated into, like, the, like, iOS level available, like, default apps that you just get on your phone. If I want a level, I can just use my phone as a level now, because of, like, stuff that comes with the phone. So there's no need to go find and download a level app. But, like, let's say I want to now search for, like, say, an app which helps me, like, plan, like, say, like, D&D level design or Super Mario Maker level design, because there are apps out there for, like, map editing for TTRPGs or level planning for Mario Maker. Like, if I put the word level into my search terms, it's just going to return to me this endless pile of dog shit because of detritus from over the years.
That's true.
Yeah, and, like, when I put in God of Kings, it's like, oh, inevitably you want, like, this, like, barrel full of Jesus apps. And, like, even if I wanted one of them, like, a lot of them now have much more, like, have gone with much more recognizable, distinct names, because they recognize that just calling themselves, like, Bible reader is going to make them unfindable on the store. So they have to give themselves names like Crosswalk, right?
Sure.
Because you walk with the cross. Do you get it?
Well, like,
do you get it?
That's actually really fucked up. I thought he walked with the cross so we didn't have to. What kind of bullshit is that?
Jesus died for you.
For me? Jesus died for me?
For all of us. You gotta invite him in. Like,
you know
like
what this
vampire.
means, though? This means
I have
to, legally I have to sin, right? In order to make it count? Like, I gotta make it worth it.
Like, sinning is more likely than you think.
If I live a perfectly pious life, then why the fuck did Jesus die for me? That doesn't make any sense. Right?
Oh, but
that's not how that works. I understand that's not how that works, but...
Yeah.
Right?
You're right. Yeah.
Our feet pick sin. Vote now on your phone.
Oh,
yes.
God.
Oh, no, they're not, actually. Hang on. I don't think they're... Because Jesus got his feet washed.
Jesus also washed feet.
Yeah, he also washed feet. I think that's a service. I think that's providing a service.
Oh, God. We'll send a letter to the Vatican. We'll see what they say.
For sure.
I just want y'all to know
Dear
that
Vatican.
I went on DeviantArt.
Sure you did. Yeah? Uh-huh.
And I searched sexy Jesus feet.
Why?
Rocky, you know what's wrong with me.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Go on.
Yeah. And some of the results are just exactly what you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's sexy Jesus feet drawn by deviants.
Pretty
that they're
much.
trying to peddle as art.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And I tell you what, I sure do like Jesus persona, like getting his fate washed.
Jesus' persona, huh? Is it a raccoon?
It's more like a bunny rabbit, which makes sense.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, because like we traded in the risen Christ for this thing that brings colored eggs.
Damn, does Bunny Jesus fuck? Vote now on your phones.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, hang on. I have done the research. I have gone to Reddit.
Okay.
r/Christianity.
Jesus
No.
r/Christianity? Tegan, what are you doing?
r/Christianity
Ah!
is selling feet pics a sin.
And is there already a thread?
Yes.
How old is it? 2
Oh my
years?
God.
5 years?
2 years old. 2
Okay,
years
2
old.
years. Okay,
This is
okay.
the consensus, okay?
Mhm.
From being in, this is the vote. From being in Catholic school, one thing you learn is that a prostitute has a better chance of getting into heaven than a Christian who shows up every Sunday to church. Some people have to do things like that to support themselves or their kids to survive. God still loves you. No, not a sin then. Not a sin. We're good. As long as you aren't the cause of someone's lust.
It's true.
You're fine. You're fine then. This is fine. Is it a form of prostitution? No. Then you're fine.
Yeah, I don't know if I can
Nice.
classify this as sex work, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, so it's good.
So thanks r/Christian.
Thank you, r/Christianity.
Yeah.
All right, like it's been a while since I've ever actually said this during the course of an episode as it's unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
But folks, I feel like this is a fucking all-timer for this radio program.
It
We are
sure has
definitely
been
going-
something. Something
We're
happened
going
here.
places today.
Something is happening present day at this moment. Turns
Yeah.
Oh
out.
Lord, fuck. Well, I mean, like, okay, I've kind of like waxed on about this, and like I think Rocky's kind of like talked about his position, which he just thinks that we shouldn't be hiding the results, right? We shouldn't be taking this stuff down. Do I understand your position, right, Rocky?
Yes.
Like, it shouldn't come down, and we shouldn't hide the results.
I don't think we should hide the results, and I don't think this should come down.
Right.
I think the shit that is trash and broken should come down. I think if it's still fully functional or it's released as a completed product, like a single issue game sort of thing, then I think it should stay up but be in its own category.
Like, I'm not opposed to it being tagged or anything, but like straight up being hidden from like random searches seems uncool.
So, I want people to like have to flip a switch. I want it to all stay up, but you have to flip a switch to include it in your results.
Mhm.
Sounds like Tegan wants it put into its own category. So, Tegan, does that mean that you want people to have to do like search that category specifically?
I want it to be a category that people can search. Just like you can search like action games, puzzle games, that sort of thing. I want you to be able to search completed games.
Well, that's categorization, not search functionality.
I mean, that helps in the search, though.
Like the results would be tagged no matter what. So,
Yeah.
like, it would just be like a tag that you could search by. That's like visible to users as opposed to be invisible, I suppose.
Right.
So, would you want it to be like big and bold, like on the search results page, like complete or finished?
Yeah.
Okay. And it is also important to note, because we were sitting here talking about fucking levels and stud finders and Bible apps and tax apps, that this is more than just like games where this is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like the App Store is full of bullshit.
I think every single calculator app can come down.
Imagine like today, like Apple just decides, hey, we will no longer have calculator apps on the App Store. Just boom, gone.
Yep, I think every single calculator app can go, because every phone comes with a calculator already. You don't need an app for it. Your phone came with one. Goodbye.
I'm also unconvinced that like calculator apps have like increased functionality or even like better like
If your
UX.
calculator app is like a TI-84 app, that's different. But if it's just a plain old fucking same calculator as your goddamn phone calculator, no, get off. Bye. In the trash.
So can you also throw out the levels?
Are they good levels? Are they functional? If they're functional, maybe we could consolidate them.
But your phone comes with a level now.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Does it? Where's the level?
Well, if I'll rephrase, your iPhone comes with a level.
Oh, well, my phone does not come with a level, so. Maybe for iPhones, yes. For Android, no.
Hooah. Hooah, hooah, hooah. Let's talk about another company full of garbage.
All right.
Who would like... One of the things that people told us in the result of our survey is that they are interested in gaming adjacent news. And this conversation straddles both gaming and gaming adjacent. Netflix noise goes here. You know, yep. So Netflix is apparently choosing to double down on their investment in video games, which is something which they mentioned during their quarterly earnings call, that they are fully committed to games. Apparently their plans include like 50 game products over the course of the next year.
That's a lot of games. There's definitely going to be some junk in there.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
How many Bible reading games?
I hope that there's like one like Witcher like reading app, you know, for the novels about the Witcher.
The Elder Scrolls Skyrim's game, but it's just the books. You can just read out the books. No, you have the books. You have the books read to you. Even better.
Can I just have somebody read the Lusty Argonian Maid to me?
It's an early reader app, so it comes with like the words as they're being read on the screen are highlighted. You know, they like get bold or whatever, so you know where they are, so you can follow along visually. And someone is reading it to you. It is
fantastic, fantastic, love it. Apparently, one of the IP that Netflix has decided to commit to is exploding kittens.
Oh God, really?
That's been in there for a while. That's been in the pipeline since like 2020, I think.
And so they're fully committed to a new Exploding Kittens game. They're also committing to an Exploding Kittens show on Netflix.
Right. Yeah.
I don't even know how that works. What the fuck?
Nah.
How do you have a stupid get drunk party card game become a show?
I mean, isn't that just what Rick and Morty is?
Fair enough. Please direct all of your Rick and Morty mail to Rocky.
Yeah, good luck.
He said it.
I did.
He said it.
Psst, whatever.
You know, like I was the guy who earlier said that Marvel can eat shit and that Star Wars sucks. So if you want to send those to me, you know, I'm that guy. Like
Brian gets like something on Twitter. Is like, oh, hold on, this is about Rick and Morty, so you got to send this to Rocky on the Facebook.
Yeah. Because I just do not have the fucking patience for those Rick and Morty people. I will say something I will regret.
Oh my god, this guy.
Me?
I mean, if you're gonna regret it, don't say it. But like, you know, if you want to swing on him, swing on him. Don't feel bad about it. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck him. Like, every one of them needs to be issued a beret.
Just shows up in the mail.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
And when they're like, "Why?" Like, I would be like, "You could have fucking dodged this. You could have avoided this moment."
I was like, "Oh, he's got a beret. I can move on." That's it.
Yeah, and they're like, "But why?" I'm like, "I don't know, Szechuan sauce. You tell me." Like,
not creating slurs for the fucking Rick and Morty people. Not like this. Not Rick and Morty dog whistles. Come on now.
And they're like, "What do you mean?" Szechuan sauce was a well-considered, thoughtful joke about the transitive nature of the things that we miss in nostalgia. And I'm like, please enjoy the transitive nature of my shit entering your mouth. Just
okay.
Fuck those people. Fire them out of cannon into the sun.
Brett, we're doing Netflix. What's going on?
Okay. So Netflix is doubling down on games. Mm-hmm. And they mentioned this as part of a quarterly earnings call where Wall Street did a hysteria.
Sure.
Netflix announced, okay, And here's where I need to give some folks some baseline numbers so that way we can do the math together. Netflix, who is a company that has 220 million subscribers. Everybody got that number?
220 million subscribers. Okay?
Okay, fantastic.
Got it.
All right. Tegan's got it.
I got it.
Announced that they had a loss of 200,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm. Less than 1%.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And that they were forecasting that over the next year, they would lose 2 million subscribers.
Which is actually like almost 1%, right?
Like included that in that 200,000 or after that 200,000?
After that 200,000.
Okay, so they'd lose another 1,800,000 subscribers. Right? Okay, cool. So they'd still have 218 million subscribers left.
Uh-huh. Wall Street reacted to this news with the shares of Netflix plummeting 35% in value. The single biggest drop that the stock has experienced in 20 years.
Wait. Netflix has been a publicly traded company for 20 years?
Yup. Yeah, there are people out there who are Netflix rich, Rocky.
How old am I?
Netflix?
Wait. Rocky, are you walking into the desert to die?
I'm not. No, I'm going to live
Netflix-
forever. I'm just trying to measure the passage of time. Like,
yeah, that's fair. Remember though, when Netflix first started, they shipped DVDs to your home for you to watch.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They were founded in 1997.
I have a brother that was born in 97. That's nuts.
Yeah, Netflix is as old as your brother.
Yeah.
Right. And so, like, people started publishing a whole bunch of, like, frantic articles, like, is it over for Netflix is a common refrain this
Are
week.
you stupid?
Yes, they are stupid.
What will you do at the end of the world? Are you stupid? Will you watch anime? Like, what the fuck? Are you dumb?
I mean, what the shit? What the fucking shit?
It's fucking stupid. God damn it.
Yeah. So, like, all of this hysteria over this fucking shit. It's just like, they can afford to lose 2 million. And so, like, on this earnings call, Netflix felt inclined to talk about what they're going to do because of this subscriber loss.
Sure.
And the plan included, like, a heavier focus on games.
Mm-hmm.
It also included talking about introducing, drumroll please, new lower-priced ad-supported tiers.
Yeah, they've been getting roasted for that. I've seen that.
Yeah, like they've been thinking about swiping. Which is the one for fucking? Is it swiping left, or is it swiping right?
I think you swipe right when you want to fuck. Swipe
Sometimes
left when you aren't interested.
Yeah, they've been looking to, like, swipe right on ads for a while. The other thing that they're doing, or the other thing that they announced that they're going to do, is the great password sharing crackdown of 2022.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm in it.
Rocky, Rocky, was that something they'll never take me alive shit I just heard?
I mean, I don't share passwords, to be honest, and I don't actually subscribe to Netflix at the moment, but Netflix is high off their ass if they think they're going to stop people from sharing passwords for their Netflix accounts. I mean, they'll probably make it more difficult, and that will confuse people for, what, a week? But, like, there's no way they're going to lead into a lasting change without, like, burning their actual user base.
Okay, I have thoughts on this that I have to, like, tread. I have to tread some lines here.
Sure.
But there are things that Netflix can do to give this real teeth.
Sure. I agree with you.
There are things that they can do that actually make this, like, come to Jesus serious. And like, I'm sorry, like this is just a thing where I have a better understanding of how this would actually work because of the nature of my work day to day.
No, I get you. And I'm not questioning
Yeah.
the existence of the technology. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know that there are tools that make this extremely possible. What I'm saying
Right.
is that if Netflix decides that this is the hill that they're willing to fight on, like, I'm not saying they'll die over it, but it's going to be really bloody in a way that they need to make peace with. And if they do, that's fine. But, like, for them to act like, oh, we're just going to start cracking down on passwords and this is going to lead to reclaiming lost revenue, that's probably not what's going to happen.
I think that they will end up not reclaiming the revenue.
Right.
And I think that there will be a whole bunch of people who will post the fuck off screen when they log into Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, because like they have been recognized as an unauthorized login.
Right.
And they're gonna post that screen and they're gonna post it on Twitter and they're be like, fuck you, Netflix. And then what's gonna happen is because like we need to talk about what is a false positive rate and a false negative rate here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, like, false negatives would be, like, instances of password sharing that Netflix is not identifying but are real. Meaning that, like,
Right.
people are actually sharing a password, but, like, they can't recognize them for whatever reason. What do I think is the most likely scenario where that is going to happen? College dorms.
Yeah.
Because people are all, like, people who are not family are all going to have, like, very closely similar IP addresses because they're all in the same fucking college network. Hell, they might even have fixed IPs. And so, like, you're going to see people who are, like, logging in from similar IPs, and that behavior is going to remain relatively static. And, like, it's going to treat college dorms the same way it treats, like, the IP activity for individual households. So you might be using Pete's login, and Pete lives down the hall. And it'll just be like, oh, that seems fine. You know, like that seems like the most obvious, like, false negative. False positives are going to be when there actually are people who live within the same household, and Netflix says, fuck you, we don't think this is real.
Right.
We don't think you're supposed to be doing this login. And, like, scenarios I see where that is possible might include something like, oh, I don't know. Let's say I go on a business trip. Like, I climb into a plane, I fly somewhere, and I get my laptop out, and I'm like, I would like to watch a movie with Adam Sandler in it because I hate myself. And so I, like, fire up Netflix, and Netflix is like, hey, buddy, we don't understand some of the things about the IP address and cookie that you're presenting us with. We're pretty sure you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Because I had to go through, like, the Hilton, like, you know, like, web services in order to log my laptop in while I'm on the road.
Like, imagine to mitigate that particular issue, they start, like, offering, like, Netflix branded, like, multi-factor, you know, where, like, you have to have you gotta have the Netflix app on your phone so that you can verify that you are who you say you are, so you can watch our streaming services that you charge $15 a month or maybe $8 a month with ads. Like, imagine that shit, dog.
Okay,
like,
so this is the only way that the dorm thing isn't going to work, like, as I'm thinking about it, is, like, Jake goes to college. Jake's family has Netflix. Jake goes to college. Jake is still watching the family account from college.
Right.
Technically, at that point, that's password sharing, right?
He'd get
Jake
booted
now needs...
on that case,
Jake is far enough away from home, and at a different IP address, Jake needs his own account.
And so, like, one thing that, like, Netflix has made clear is that, like, they have said that, like, for immediate family, it's fine if immediate family are not in the same physical location on the same plan, because they have tried to, like, calm people on the idea of, like, the college scenario in the past. But, like, this is also not something that they spoke to specifically on their earnings call, which I have to wonder if that doesn't mean, like, there isn't going to be a shift in position.
Yeah, like, how do you determine, like, immediate family? You know?
That sounds like a very personal value judgment.
There's literally no way that Netflix would be able to determine that just from, like, IP address alone.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like, hi, my name's Pete Fizzlewizzle. I was raised by my aunt. How dare you say that this isn't my family? Like,
right. My name's Joe Schmo, and my grandparents raised me. Like...
Right. And so, like, I'm sure you would love the kettle of fish that fucking Netflix would invite by making a bunch of value judgments about fucking immediate family. Like, oh, I'm sorry, your family doesn't qualify for immediate family. You need to get another account. Like, I think it's just going to have to start being just like simply, do you live in the same household? Like, which is a binary answer, yes or no. And if the answer is no, then like the answer is fuck yourself. You need a different account.
Right, and then like, what do you do for kids who move away for college? Like, you know, like technically, no, I don't, but I still go home, you know, every summer, every holiday. Like, right. But I don't live in the same place as my family 99% right. of the year. So, or like, hi, I'm in the Army or the Marines or whatever, and I log into my family Netflix password so I can watch a movie in the training thing. And like, now you're gonna tell me that because I'm deployed, I don't count anymore? Like, right. I'm 18 at fucking basic training. What do you mean I don't count as immediate family anymore? Like,
can't wait for the special interest group where it's the families of the troops against Netflix.
Bruh.
Right. So, like,
Daughters like of the Revolution v. Netflix.
I'm going to, they are going to need to do some, like, absolutely ridiculous levels of testing on their identification metrics mm-hmm. before they flip the switch on this shit, because, oh my god, like, if they go live with anything like a false positive rate of, like, even, like, 5%, this will turn into the ugliest fucking, like, pile of dog shit they have ever stepped in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious, bro.
It's, like, oh god, like, it's gonna be real bad. You know, like, I could see like them trying to take a whole bunch of like lazy, like, shortcuts. I could see them being like, okay, like, I think the easiest lazy shortcut, and I bet y'all agree that they'll try to take this route, is finite number of devices which are allowed to use Netflix. Mm-hmm. You know, it'll be like, oh, you have added your Xbox and your Apple TV and your laptop to it, and you can have up to 5. Oh, whoops, you got another Xbox? Okay, there's your 4th. You know, like, and it's going to become one of those things where, like, people have been used to, like, using Netflix on, like, an absolute variety of devices. Mm-hmm. Like, I have Netflix on my PlayStation 5, on my Xbox Series X, on my phone, on my laptop, on my Apple TV. Like, it is everywhere. Like, Netflix is, like, it's absolutely pervasive. It's on virtually, it's like fucking Doom. You know how you, like, people put, like, I put Doom on my ankle monitor from the jail, you know, like, yeah.
Right,
like Netflix is like that. It's so, like, if they try and, like, tell people to do Sophie's Choice with, like, what devices get to have Netflix on it, like, all right, you could pick a finite number of devices. That's our first, like, barrier to preventing false positives. People are going to hate that. And then if they're like, okay, after that, we're also going to do, like, IP monitoring and cookie monitoring and shared, you know, login object monitoring. It's going to get ugly really, really fast. Like, they're going to really need to, like, do some, like, strong machine learning on, like, learning, like, historical login patterns, like, recognizing different, like, because, like, what if there's, like, somebody who, like, there's a lot of people who, like, say, work office jobs where they, like, work long hours and they work weird hours and they take extended breaks at work. What if there's somebody who, like, say, like, I don't know, works at Google? We'll call them, like, Timmy Google. And, like, Timmy Google is at work, right? And Timmy Google is, like, tired, and he's like, oh, man, like it's, like, 7 o'clock, and I still have, like, work I need to do, but, like, you know what? I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to watch Happy Gilmore. Like, and, like, it's like, whoa, buddy, you don't seem to be any of those IP addresses we associate with your house. Whoa, what are you doing? Like, what's it going to do?
I'm a business person, and I travel for business. Like, and how me and my family spend some quality time, long distance together, is we sit down and watch a show together while I'm in my hotel room, and they're in the living room, and we do that. Like, and now I can't spend quality time with my fam. Fuck off. This is stupid.
Or how about this one, Tegan? I'm sure you'll like this one too. Like, I have a problem with Adobe Acrobat not working right on my laptop when I try and use it through Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I better reset my cookies and my login objects for the browser, which means I'm now presenting a new cookie and I'm now presenting a new login object.
Right, honestly. Plus, also, like, in addition to that, it's like, oh no, like, I bought a new phone because my old one got so fucked up that I can't deactivate anything on it. I have to reinstall everything. And now I can't log into my Netflix because I can't deactivate it on my old phone to activate it on my new phone. Like...
Or if they're using device fingerprinting,
Mm-hmm.
like, I got a new graphics card because I want to play the Elden's Ring.
Right.
My device is now presenting a different device fingerprint. God damn it. Like, I really hope they have dedicated, like, legitimate horsepower to this, and they have.
They haven't. You know they haven't.
Netflix, this is what I do for a living, and you don't want this smoke.
You do want the smoke. You want the smoke, actually.
You're like,
you want the smoke so bad, and you know what? When your stock price dips below $100 because you fucked this up so bad, we're gonna buy your company out from under you.
This sounds like fun.
Simple as that. We're gonna get the Reddit bros on it, and they're gonna take your price to the fucking moon, and then they're gonna all dump. Goddamn. Idiots. Fools.
oh my god.
They've already started a test of the feature in Peru, Costa Rica, and Chile. You know, places with a lot of Netflix password sharing.
But the thing that they're doing there is even dumber than shit, because what they're doing there is they are charging people a $3 a month fee to have multiple individual profiles on the account.
Amazing.
So my house, where we have two profiles, you know, we have Brian and we have Beth, so that way our viewing histories don't get overlapped.
Right, yeah.
We would have to pay an additional $3 a month privilege in order to not have, like, my viewing history be like 800 billion Bollywood movies.
Right.
Because that's what yeah.
And my house is my mom, my dad, my sister, her son, and me. Because nobody wants fucking Coco Melon as a goddamn recommendation on their Netflix account.
Oh, God. Sounds like a horror movie.
Coco Melon is so bad. Coco Melon's a terrible show. Don't let your kids watch Coco Melon. I don't care. No, listen. Okay, PSA. I don't care if your kid thinks the Coco Melon songs are catchy. They need to watch a show that has actual dialogue and shows interpersonal development, or they're gonna grow up to be an iPad kid. You need to fucking stop letting them watch Coco Melon. Stop it. God damn it.
Are those the Baby Shark people?
No, those are not the Baby Shark people. Coco Melon is worse than Baby Shark.
Put them both right into the sun. How many people are we firing into the sun this week?
So many. All of them.
Oh, God.
But, like, that's four of us. And Alex and I share my profile specifically because we have very similar interests. So, like, if he's watching the Godzilla show, you know, or whatever, and I'm watching, like, an anime, like, it doesn't matter. It's giving us the same, like, oh, do you want to watch this K-drama? And we're like, actually, yes, we would. Thanks.
Right.
You know, so it's, like, fine. But, like, I don't want to watch my mom's, you know, the Santa paws all the time.
Jesus.
My mom watches it while she's wrapping presents and drinking wine. You know? It's
Sure.
like Hallmark, but not. So, like, that kind of... I don't want that in my recommendations feed, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Jesus.
Right. And I'm sure your mom would not want to log into Netflix and just be like, weeb.
Yeah.
You know, like,
do you want to see the Berserk anime? How about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? No, are you sure? What about this K-drama that you can't watch?
But we gotta have Tegan's mom try to watch the Berserk anime. We just gotta see what that's like. Just like...
That sounds like we got a new fucking Patreon too. Right there.
For $400, I will get my mom to watch one episode of Berserk with me. And I will tell her it is specifically for $400. I will get that cash. I will get it out of the ATM. I will show it to her and be like, Mother, someone has paid me this money to get you to watch 23 minutes of an anime and record your reaction. And she's going to be like, what?
And Mother, it's going to go places, but we'll be fine.
Mother,
it'll be you and me, and Dad can hang out if he wants.
Mother, I crave violence.
My mother's gonna be like, I don't get it. I don't understand all of this. And she'll, like, shake her hands in front of her face a little bit, you know, to, like, indicate all of this.
Is that a fist? What is going on here?
Oh, no.
My dad will comment on, like, the technical aspects of the thing. He'll be like, oh, yeah, and rigging like that in this, when did this come out? Oh, yeah, rigging like that is really difficult or some shit. And my mom's just gonna be like, I don't know. Why is it so gore? Why are they punching people?
Holy shit.
I hope that was worth $400 to somebody.
It probably will, Teague. You have no idea.
Oh, Lord.
It will be a one-time, though. I don't think I could get her to watch more than one episode.
God. Yeah, just to tell her, just don't introduce this anime. This is a specific anime called Berserk. Most anime aren't like this. They wanted you to see it.
Mom, I promise, most things that I watch are not like this. And she'll be like, I don't know, they're all cartoons to me.
Oh, God.
I see no difference between this and Captain Caveman.
Oh, God.
I don't think my mom knows who Captain Caveman is.
Well, do you guys think? Vote now on your phones.
My mom is not Rocky's mom. My mom would never watch Volleyball Boys. Never.
Oh, man. Tegan, that took effort for me to get that to happen. I'm glad I did it and all, but that was definitely a bit of a trial. I was like, hey, Ma, there's this anime about volleyball. And it was because I think she had already started trying to watch something.
Yeah.
One thing that kind of makes me sad, I'm just going to do this once. I'm never going to do it again. But my mom knows that me and my brothers used to watch anime. And there were a couple of things that we actually watched, like, together. There's a lot of things that we, like, watch, like, Desync. Like, I watched Naruto. And then my brothers, like, started watching it, like, 2-3 years later and shit like that. But we all happened to watch Death Note together. And, like, so we would, like, watch, like, the new Death Notes when they come on, like, in the living room TV. And my mom's like, oh, all the boys are hanging out. Let's see what happens. And, like, my brothers are kind of dicks, to be honest. They didn't spend a lot of time hanging out with my mom, for various reasons. My mom's a very busy lady. There's a lot of things going on. But she used to talk about how, like, she felt really bad because she would, like, try to hang out and watch stuff. But, like, when she, like, made comments, like, they were like, Mom, we're trying to watch the show. And, like, you know, that, like, kind of, like, ostracized her from the experience. Mm-hmm. Later on, you know, she got back into watching, like, certain stuff and actually watched Death Note on her own. And she watches, like, bits and pieces of anime. So that was a taken opportunity to try to get her into watching Haikyuu and whatnot. And I'm glad that we did that. Oh, Brian, I'm not talking about this. I'm not going to do it. But, it was definitely a time to see when we could get her back into anime and find something that she'd really like. And I'm glad she liked Haikyuu.
My mom might, and I can't say this for sure yet because I haven't watched it myself. My mom might be interested in Smile Down the Runway. Maybe. Solely because we used to watch Project Runway together. Okay. I think maybe I could do that. But I still think she would be turned off by the fact that it was a cartoon.
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, I know Brian normally does this, but is this a show? Are we...
I think this is a show.
I believe it's a show.
All right. Well, everyone, this has been Impossible Coin. We do this show twice a month. Thank you for listening. And if you want to tell anyone else about it, you know, you can find it wherever podcasts are found. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Yeah, guys, hit SoundCloud for me real quick, just one time.
Fuck SoundCloud. Tegan.
That works for me. Speaking of SoundCloud, Kid Brother's show, Big Sach, we love him to death. And he made the music at the beginning and end of this podcast. And you can find his work on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Big Sach NJ. I believe he has a band, and there's like an EP coming out. I don't know if we ever got the deets on that EP. But
we need to have him on.
Okay, for sure. But Sach, yeah, whenever your band's EP came out, like, just let us know. We'll plug it. We always said that we would. Our logo is also a t-shirt designed by Laura Moran. You can find her on Twitter at Laura Moran. Consider donating to her Patreon. She does good shit. And as we mentioned earlier, we have a Patreon. We are resuming billing going forward with a plan for new content down the road. And we also have a big order to fulfill because of one of our patrons who has subscribed at our highest tier. So y'all may not be able to see that, but if you want to upgrade your pledges, you might. Who knows? What else? Well, we're on social media. You know, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I really got to start doing more stuff with the Facebook and Instagram. Like, I know, I feel it every day. Brian's on Twitter, and he's fairly active there. And Tegan is on Tumblr, who has been trucking along this entire time. And
I hope you enjoyed the Tumblr. No one enjoys the Tumblr except me. That's fine. It's my spot. You can't have it.
But yeah, that's us. That's the show.
That's accurate.
Bye.
Later.